Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
And here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark. Bob, it is great to have you back. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you.
Hey, Beam, it's great to be back in here with you. Excited here on this little post-spring practice Tuesday, post-St. Patty's Day. Probably got some people stumbling in today. Going hard.
So.
The Monday St. Patty's Day is a tough one, though.
It was pretty nice out yesterday, too. I mean, I know it was a little chilly, but the sun was out.
Sunny. I was happy when we got back in. There are no complaints on my end from how nice it was when we landed yesterday. So yeah, that was good. But pretty good time down there.
Good.
You know? I mean, a little windy, some flight issues, like some Sunday stuff that was going on. So Monday ended up being the option. Getting back, a lot of I don't know. I think it was just really windy across the United States yesterday, which obviously led to some issues. And I think Sunday too. Like it was something that's been kind of going on all weekend. But it's been nice. Get back here. It's supposed to be high as 70 degrees today, man. So
yeah.
I cannot complain too much at all.
No, man, no. It's been pretty solid. Over the weekend, you'd be thrilled that you missed it because it was just turd-filled with rain.
I heard the weekend was not good.
No, it wasn't. So this week is looking much, much better. But it's great to have you back, buddy. Awesome that you guys made it back in time, done with the spring break. So, like I said, fantastic to have you back. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. Ryan Day had media availability after the Buckeyes' first day of spring ball yesterday. We're going to get a chance to listen to him scattered out throughout the program here this morning, but coming up at 6:17, we will do that. I had a chance to catch up with Schlegel yesterday. It kind of was a rough 24 to 48 hours for him. I think the stomach bug that young Willie had last weekend infiltrated his household with his youngest Sam. So we're going to check in with him. I had a chance to talk to him yesterday. So that's coming up at 6:30 here this morning. 7 o'clock hour, Jackets to lose again last night to the Devils. It's getting a little wonky for them. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to join us coming up at 7:17 this morning. First day of Buckeye Spring Ball in the books. Dave Biddle of Bucknuts, he was there yesterday. He's going to join us coming up here at 7:30. If you missed Schlegel in the 6 o'clock hour, fear not, we're going to replay him coming up at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Then, as always, on a Tuesday, Uncle Beau, he joins us coming up at 8:30. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Tuesday. It's the 18th day of March, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Happy late anniversary, by the way. I know I didn't send you a text over the weekend, but I know you're an Ides of March anniversary.
Yeah. So, it is Tuesday, March 18th, the 77th day of the year, 288 days remaining. This 2025. Yeah. I always thought you'd roll through all those numbers. Shark will not see the end, and you know what, Shark? Maybe I won't be seeing the end either.
Maybe we all won't. Who knows?
This day, 1850, American Express is founded by Henry Wells and William Fargo, also founding Wells Fargo as well, Beam.
Great golf tournament they put on.
They do put on a good one for you. This date, 1953, the Boston Braves pick up and leave Boston. Beantown head to Milwaukee. We're ultimately landing in Atlanta. This date, 1959, Hawaii statehood admission is signed into law, with Hawaii becoming one of the final states. And then 1961, Elvis's Surrender. It's number one.
So, my darling, please surrender. Oh, your love so warm and tender.
There we go. A little Surrender by Elvis. Then 1972, hitting a number one, Neil Young's Heart of Gold.
That keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old.
That's a great song.
It is. The fact that song is over 50 years old is wild, Sharky. It's a good one. Night Fever by Bee Gees hits number one in 1978. And then in 1990, after a 32-day lockout, the MLB owners come back to the table and they get that all resolved. Shark, I can't believe I missed this. You went and you found it. In 1961, the Pillsbury Doughboys introduced.
And who are you?
I'm Poppin' Fresh, the Pillsbury Doughboy. May I have this dance? A house smells so nice. When you bake in the oven, you bake something warm and fresh in the oven. Nothing says lovin' like something from the oven, and Pillsbury says it best.
There we go. That's amazing to hear. A little hoo-hoo at the end of Shark as well. Some birthdays today. The 24th and 22nd president was born on this date, 1837. Who is that, Shark?
That'd be your man, Grover Cleveland.
There we go. The first time we had a two-term non-consecutive president, the other one we were living in today. This date, 1951, turning 74. Ben Cohen of Ben and Jerry's.
You guys make some pretty good ice cream.
They do make some good ice cream.
Half-baked, maybe top 3 ice creams in the world. I haven't had all the world's ice creams, but stateside. It's pretty good.
My kids asked me where ice cream was invented yesterday. I go,
that's a really good question.
Caleb did. I'm not sure.
I know that Thomas Jefferson brought ice cream back from France with them and introduced it to America.
Did he have a freezer?
I don't know.
How did he transport
that?
I don't know if
they could make ice. They just didn't make freezers. They didn't have electricity.
That's not exactly a 1-hour flight.
The history of ice cream
It was not a flight.
is long and spans several cultures. The earliest evidence of a frozen milk-based confection appeared in China during the Tang Dynasty between 618 and 907. It also had similar treats to ancient Persia.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Well done. Turning 61 today, 5-time Olympic gold medalist Bonnie Blair.
Expect her to be very fast in this 100. That's the best part of her race.
Bonnie has a very good opening 100 meters. She gets off that line. You can see her anticipate that gun. Fastest 100 meters right now. By the time she leaves this turn, she should be traveling about 35 miles an hour. She's got that last outer. Very good for her. She doesn't have to worry about that tight inner turn.
Takarsik just dropping off. It's all Bonnie Blair. Here she comes. The time to beat is 39:12. This place is going crazy. And here she comes.
Now she's got to sit back and not stretch.
39:12. She got it. She got it by 200.
There we go. Bonnie Blair, Olympic speed skating fame. Dane Cook, comedian, turning 53 years young today.
Let me tell you why women, you win 99.9% of all fights. Because you are mental terrorists. You are brain ninjas. And you know how to get in there with your katana and just cut us. This is what's going to happen. You're in the fight, okay? It's going back and forth. She's preparing to say a comment, okay? It's just a little tic-tac size comment. And she's going to say it, and it's going to go deep into your cerebellum, and it's going to sit there. And at some point, 3 days later, 30 days later, it's going to explode, rotting you from within. I'm telling you right now.
There we go. Good job by Dane Cook out of that. Brian Greasy, turning 50 years young today, a former Niners quarterback coach and longtime NFL QB. Brian Scalabrine.
Oh, yeah, baby.
What's his nickname?
White Mamba.
The White Mamba. 10-year NBA.
Brian Scalabrine had one of the coldest lines, maybe in NBA history. Brian Scalabrine once said, "Listen, I'm not the one who sucks. You're the one who sucks. I'm closer to LeBron James than you're closer to me." Like, that's a pretty good line out of Brian Scalabrine.
Really
NBA
is.
champion Brian Scalabrine.
It really is.
Because 10 years from now, we're going to argue, maybe I averaged six minutes in these finals. 20 years from now, I'm still going to be a champion. 30 years from now, I was a starter on this team. 40 years from now, I was the MVP.
There you go. Gets better and better and better. Each one. Good line by him, Beam. Turning 46 today. Former star of The Voice, Maroon 5 fame, Adam Levine, turning 40. Oh, really enjoy some of the early stuff. And he does a great job, too, on his solo work. And Emmanuel Clase, the Cleveland Guards pitcher, turning 27 today.
So here we go. Clase's ready. His 1-2 pitch to Jay Cronenworth. Got him! Clase strikes out the side in the 9th inning. And the American League wins the All-Star game for the 9th consecutive season.
There we go. Some holidays observances today. It is Forgive Mom and Dad Day, National 3D Day, Awkward Moments Day, Biodiesel Day, Oatmeal Cookie Day as well. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays observances for this date, March 18th, the 77th day of the year, 288 days remaining in this 2025.
Good job on that, Bob, and it's great to have you back.
Well, it's great to be back, and happy anniversary belated to my lovely wife, Courtney, 17 years on the 15th. And then yesterday was my daughter McLean's birthday, turning 14 years young on St. Patty's Day. So a little happy birthday to her as well.
Yeah, 14, huh?
Oh, yeah. It was fast, man. It was fast. I said you got like 2 more months of junior high, and then you're off to high school.
That's crazy. Crazy. Well, it's great to have you back, big dog. Ryan Day's been impressed so far by his freshman class this offseason. You'll hear from him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Just one small issue on I-270 eastbound on the north side of town. This is just past that 71-270 split. Watch for crews clearing out a disabled vehicle in the right shoulder. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And you've heard me talk a lot about how treating low testosterone can improve your sleep, your workouts, your energy levels, and more. But today I want to talk to you about your sex drive, because low testosterone can have a significant impact on your desire for intimacy. It can even be a factor in erectile dysfunction. And if you're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a low sex drive could really be a problem. The good news is that if you're like most guys, treating your low testosterone could really change the way you feel about sex, giving you back the flame and desire that is so important when you love someone. So if you're feeling sluggish and tired, if you're not sleeping well, if your workouts aren't that great, and most of all, if your sex drive is more like a putt, make an appointment at Tri-State Men's Health and have your testosterone levels checked. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Start 2025 with significant growth and earning potential at Uline. Interview for warehouse roles at Uline's March hiring event in Etna, Ohio. Earn reliable income starting from $25 an hour with a $2 night shift increase. And get full health and retirement benefits on day 1. Don't wait. Start building a long-term career at a growing company. Sign up for your warehouse interview on Saturday, March 22nd in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
Your family can enjoy a complete meal for a good deal less at Meijer. Prepare a delicious feast with Meijer brand pasta or pasta sauce, only $1 each. Fresh from Meijer, 80% lean ground beef is ground in-store daily and is now just $3.99 a pound for a 3-pound package. Select Meijer chips or buy 3 for $6 when you buy 3 or more. And assorted varieties of Purple Cow ice cream are just $2.99. We're working hard to help you save more on a good deal more at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Hey, Ohio State fans. While others cut corners, like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil Change is Buckeye-level quality. We train hard and treat every day like game day. We're always quick, but never rushed. And you can stay in your car while our experts do the work. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit valvoline.com/Buckeyes to find your nearest location and access exclusive fan savings.
Basketball from noon to midnight. Scotty Vegas here, and we're throwing a Vegas-style basketball party at Hollywood Casino at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. I even went out to Vegas to scout out how to throw this party. Tough assignment. The Fan is doing 24 hours of watch parties. The opening weekend of the tournament, there'll be custom T-shirts, Pop-A-Shot, horse games. Oh, and don't miss a game with a 50-foot video wall. Reserve your spot at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting. Just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast, betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Beautiful out there today. Highs right around 70. Tonight, partly cloudy, low around 50. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 71. Showers are on the way for Wednesday night. And on the first day of spring, expect scattered showers with a high of 50. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up here 6:30 this morning, I had a chance to talk to Schleg, so we're going to get a chance to listen to that. Hey, by the way, if my scale had feelings, it'd be filing a restraining order. Down 63 pounds in just 14 weeks. You can do the math. I'm not a math major. I leave that to my wife. That is 4.5 pounds every single week. Last week alone, poof, 4.2 gone. The fat just keeps melting off. And let me tell you, I owe 99% of this to my coach, Natalie. She's not just helping me lose weight. She's out here engineering it, tweaking my plan each week, making sure I don't miss a snack, telling me to add more butter, olive oil in there. Yep, you heard that right. And basically being the therapist we all need while making a huge life change. Wouldn't you say 63 pounds? That's a pretty big 180. This is what Awaken 180 brings. Guidance, support, and a plan that actually works. No guesswork, no starvation, no magic potions, just real results week after week. If you're tired of hoping the weight will come off, get with Awaken 180 and know that it will. I'm 63 pounds down. How much do you want to lose? You can start today at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. I actually tried on a large jacket yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Snug, but I was able to get it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Sliding on in. You look, you're past the wedding beam.
I know.
Wedding weight beam. And, on your way racing to who knows where. That's the problem. You're on an endless run here, Beam. You're not even sure where the
hell if I don't change
is.
my ways.
Well, that's a classic line from a Coda bus, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Lori Schmidt terrified after that.
But yeah, that's
yeah, I feel good, man.
That's pretty good.
I feel
I'm
good.
pumped for you, dude. You're looking good.
Yeah, summer, Bob. Skies out, thighs out. Got to get ready for that.
Skies out, thighs out. That's what it's all about.
Some say sun's out, guns out. Sun's out, bums out. I say skies out, thighs out.
That's fun, Beam.
Got to be able to look, comparable when you go down on vacation. Go down to the Bahamas together.
Oh yeah.
I don't want people to get us confused.
It was good. I went down the big slide that they had there.
Is that like an Atlantis situation? Like a big
got
drop?
One of the huge big ones. And I'm like, my son RJ was just crushing it, going down it like a million times.
Yeah, he looked awesome on that little wakeboard thing.
Oh yeah, they did a pretty good job. And my daughter got in there, and then she argued that I wasn't allowed to video her and stuff like that. It was beautiful, a lot of fun. But going down, I'm like, Caleb was like, Dad, you're gonna fly off of that thing. I'm like, well, if I fly off, you guys will get a permanent place down here. It'll be a good situation for you, maybe not as much for me. But I'm like, it'll probably be over pretty quickly, so it won't be that bad.
You guys will live a nice life after it.
Yeah. And I go, it'll be a good situation for you. So, yeah, I got there. I was like, dude, just zipped right off of it and felt pretty good about it. So, did that, did some snorkeling. Talked to Brian Baldinger, who was right there with us as we went snorkeling one time. And he was there, I guess, with his girlfriend, and pretty funny. I was like looking, I'm like, I swear that's Brian Baldinger from NFL Network.
Baldy over there.
And so I said something to the lady he was with. I'm like, is that Brian? She's like, yeah. I was like, all right. And then he said something to after I popped and said, hey man, just good to hear. I'm like, I'm surprised they're letting you off right now. And he's like, yeah, because I just finished all my stuff, so we're good to go until the weekend. Got a lot of my draft prep and everything done.
They're in the thick of it.
Or
right
free
now.
agent. Maybe all his free agent stuff. He's got a little time off before the draft here. So figured I'd head on down. But yeah, it was good. Bahamas it's a fun place. It's like Vegas, a little bit on the water. So it's gives you like that real feel right there, which you love. And it was warm, so it was a lot of fun. We had a good time with it, man.
Good, buddy. Glad that you guys had a good time. Always good to get away with the family. I know you've been traveling, but that's been some solo missions that you've been on, so nice to get away.
It's been feels like I haven't really been home forever, and I'd like to be home for a while. And, so we got all that rolling here, and OSU spring ball in class. And
yeah, baby.
Everything is right there in front of you now, Beamer.
It is. We got the NCAA tournament going on here this week.
That wasn't as good.
No.
I'm having a hard time getting excited about it.
I kind of am too, and we'll get into a crazy story coming up at the top of the 7 o'clock hour, which I think is pretty fantastic. But
I don't even know if it's all that crazy after you kind of see the numbers on stuff and just
after you start going McConaughey and season 1 of True Detective on it. Yeah, I agree. But we do have Buckeye Spring Ball going on. Ryan Day having his first press conference of Buckeye Spring Ball. Next media availability we'll be hearing from the coaches will be tomorrow. But here was Ryan Day, and I thought this was probably the best answer of the entire press conference. Day 1 evaluation of the quarterbacks in practice number 1 during spring when you don't really have anybody in that room that has played any significant snaps in college football. Here is Ryan Day's answer on the day 1 evaluation of his quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never happy coming out of the first day. So, and it's funny, I actually had a chance to go and visit some different schools with my son, and I didn't watch any practices. I just kind of took myself out of those situations and let my son do it. But after talking to the coaches, like after day 2 or day 3, I'm like, you feel like you're not going to win a game, right? Is that typically how it goes the first 2 or 3 days of practice? Like, thank God you told me that, because I just literally walked off the field thinking we will not win a game all season. So the first few days of spring practice are always brutal when it comes to that, especially with quarterbacks, because that's what I'm always watching. But no, it wasn't that bad. It was good. It was just mostly on air today. We just wanted to get guys moving. We didn't do a lot of what we call variable work where we're going against somebody else. It was mostly just, kind of get moving, just teach the young guys how to go, and then we'll get going on Wednesday on decision making. But they're all talented. The ball comes out of their hand well. They're all good athletes. So a lot to be determined.
I had to ask other coaches around the country, 2-3 days in, you guys feel like you're ever going to win a game?
Suck?
Yeah, we will not win a game this season.
Here's the amazing thing about that. It doesn't matter whether you're Little League, middle school, high school, college, NFL. I think all coaches feel like that early on when you make so many mistakes. You're like, we are bad.
This is really bad.
Like, do you guys remember what you were doing last year? Like, how are we making all these mistakes?
2 months ago.
It's wild. Like, because all those guys are gone. You have this new group, and you're trying to figure out some
30 letter winners gone.
Yeah, there's a lot of turnover, and you're trying to navigate this path, and it's a bizarre feeling, very bizarre feeling. I'm coaching my kids stuff. It's been the same way. I'm like, I know we were good last year, and we got a lot of the same kids, but why are we so bad? Why do you not remember anything? And a lot of it's just guys growing into roles. They have the opportunity to move into a new spot, and then you've got to grow into that role and see what can happen.
How about the freshman class? What's he like for them?
I'm impressed with the way these guys have worked. I'm impressed with the way they look. I mean, there's probably not a guy in that class where I'm like physically that, they can't have an impact as a freshman. Yeah, I've been impressed, and they're coming in with that mentality too. It'd be hard for me to just point one guy out, but yeah, I mean, at all positions.
A unique situation unfolded too, because we were obviously playing until January 20th. It was a deep season, deep long run. A lot of these guys were here, Bob, for a majority of those games. Like, they were with the team. The early enrollees were for all of this postseason here at Ohio State. And here was Ryan Day's kind of answer about just having these guys around and the early indoctrination into being at the pinnacle of the sport.
We'll probably be able to tell that once we get going on Wednesday and Friday, just on how quickly they're able to get on the field, and does it look like it's the first time they've ever heard some of the calls before, or do you not notice them early on? And it's usually pretty good when you don't notice a young guy. I don't know that until we actually get on the field, but I know in terms of the expectation of 4 to 6, A to B +2, the preparation, how we handle ourselves in meetings, I think all of those things were really good for those guys to see. How that translates right now to practice, the first week of practice in the spring is yet to be seen. They're still young. They're still trying to figure it out. But I know for sure, once we get going in August, they're going to be much further along than most, because they did have those couple weeks, and now they're jumping into it in the spring here at mid-year.
It's very unique, and we talked to Joshua Perry about it yesterday, Bob, and I'll be anxious to get your thoughts on it. Just the evolution of first spring ball as a freshman to then your final spring ball as a senior or whenever you leave. And Joshua Perry came in early enrollee during the off season in which Urban came in, and he was like, "There's a lot of repressed memories for me that I had to push back." He's like, and I really didn't know. Like, it was great to get back on the field and like you advance from winter workout, so like that portion is done. But you get on the football field and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Just the level of change that comes with playing high school and likely being an all-star, all-American, or the best player in your high school, and then jumping to Ohio State. Like, it is a massive jump. This is not like you're going to any program. You're coming to Ohio State, which is the national champions, where you have said many times, the standard is the standard, no matter if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior.
It is, and there's a lot there to digest. And that first time you come in, I'll echo the sentiments my dad told me. This will be the hardest thing that you've ever done to this point in your life. And understand that that's real, and it's going to be tough. And so those freshmen right now, like, they're in the midst of like figuring all that out, and they're in the midst of swimming upstream each and every day. You feel like you're drowning.
Drinking out of a fire hose, right?
Drinking from the fire hose.
It was a great conversation we had yesterday with Joshua Perry. I'd highly recommend going back on the podcast and taking a listen to that, or you can go back, of course, on the YouTube show. I actually caught up with Schlegs yesterday, talked all things from Major League, NCAA tournament, and the start of spring ball. That's coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still watching no major crashes or slowdowns across your central Ohio roadways. Busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and on I-270 out near Easton. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. The perfect low-rate card for your wallet. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring into savings at Ohio Mulch. Get 5 bags of red, black, or brown mulch for just $10.95 now through April 5th. Save $50 on home delivery too. Visit OhioMulch.com today.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
A radio show hosted by 2 former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
And coming up here tomorrow at this very time, our good friend at ParamountSports.com, Lee Sterling, wrong team favorite. He's going to join the program, and we're going to get ready to talk all things NCAA tournament with him. As for now, though, it's 6:30 on a Tuesday. Time to check in with our man Schlegel.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Every single Tuesday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Checking with our guy. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
Oh, it's crapping in Columbus, Ohio. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. Just, youngest son was thrown up, got like a bug going around, I guess. And so you had to adjust with poise, and God bless my wife. And Yeah, bumpy. But I will say this: I actually thought a shark the other night, not in a provocative way, but in a reminiscing way, because I appreciate him. But my son, I'm in Florida. I'm not here for a long time, so it's I'm just pouring into him as much as I possibly can. And I'm like, let's watch a movie. He's like, okay. And he picks up, like, what do you want to watch? He's like, let's watch Major League. I said, 100%. Let's go. So. And then we actually watched the first episode of Eastbound and Down. So that was even
That's a little different.
Better.
That's a little different than Major League.
Yeah, it was a little bit more vulgar than I thought it was going to be. But still, nonetheless, it was fantastic. Just good times. Anyways, what's cracking in there? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
So in the Major League front, my dad, so they moved down from Cleveland here to Powell probably last year ago at this point. And anyways, my dad has a bunch of different like trinkets and stuff in his house. And William, the first time that we took him over there, my dad got out his little Jobu statue. He's got a statue of Jobu, up at the house. And so we were there this past weekend, and the whole ride over in the car, it probably takes 20 minutes to get up to their house from our house. The whole ride, we're going to DD's and we're going to Pop Pops. And the whole way over there, Schlegs, he goes, gonna see Jobu? Gonna see Jobu? Jobu?
That's it.
We got there. Yeah, we got there. My dad got Jobu down. Hi, Jobu. Hi, Jobu. Jobu rum. So, yeah, even though he hasn't seen Major League, Willie's a big Jobu guy.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And honestly, guys, why can't we just go back to being the Indians? I'm just telling you. It was so good. The Guardians just isn't doing it for me. Sorry to say that. Anyways, that's awesome. I love it. That's what it's about, man. Making memories.
It is for sure. How is young Samwise feeling here this morning? Because we were also dealing with that with Willie last week, and both ends, and it can lend itself to being an absolute mess.
I don't know. He's still sleeping.
Okay, good.
So he's probably fine. He'll probably be good. It'll probably be an hour, 1 day type of deal. Just praying that nobody else gets it. I gotta fly out. I gotta fly out to Portland, Maine.
Ooh.
I thought Portland was in Oregon.
I think there's two of them.
They got two of them. I know. And they're big cities.
You ever been to Portland, Maine before?
No, I've never been to Maine, period, dot.
't love it.
I've been going up there just for like a day, for an in and an out. Kind of cool. I'm visiting this company that does sports science stuff. They do force plates. But anyways, like a couple months ago, they bought my product, and I knew who they were because I used their force plates when I was in the NFL. And I'm like, hey, what are you guys trying to do? He's like, man, we got some interest from some NFL teams that want to put technology on your pad. So we're going to, we're thinking about doing it, or if we even can. And I'm like, dude, let's talk shop. And so they did. They took it to the NFL Combine, beta tested it. People freaking loved it. So I'm going to go up there and we're going to talk some shop.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congrats on that. Looking forward to hearing the adventures maybe next week of when you get back. Hopefully it works out for you. Are you guys a big bracket household? We obviously have the NCAA tournament going on, first four tonight, beginning in Dayton. Are you your bracket household?
I don't give two craps. I don't give Buckeyes aren't in it. Buckeyes aren't in it because the North Carolina guy who's like on the committee who gets another $100,000 because they make the playoffs was on there, and he gets now another month's salary because North Carolina made it and there's 5 other teams that should have made it before them. No, I ain't watching it. I don't really care. I don't even think I'll watch one game.
It's pretty impressive not to watch just a single game or catch any parts of any game.
I don't want to watch any of the games. I mean, I might because I have an 18-year-old, so him and his boys. But you know what, though? No, I'm going to Portland, Maine. I mean, I might catch it on a flight, right, if the games are really good. I would say this, like, I like watching March Madness over professional basketball, but then there's something good about, like, the NBA. Once the finals get there, the playoffs get there in the NBA, that game just turns up to another level, which is fun to watch. But I'd rather watch college basketball than anything else, but I don't know. I'm not a real big basketball guy. I will say this, though. Freaking Cleveland Cavaliers, team, baby. They're a team. I like it. I like what they're doing up there in the land.
Sharks already guaranteed a championship on this show. He guaranteed it.
Well, I tell you what, man, like, of all of them that are out there that are contenders, like, those guys play as a team more so than anybody else, I think. I don't know. It's hard watching NBA basketball, just isolation, one-off. Like, it's just...
93 is a game.
It's why I can't stand, AAU stuff. Like, I don't know. But I'm old. Like, the game has changed. So it's like, all right, get with the times. Get with the times, Hoosier. Like, you're over there hoping back in those type of buildings where they pass the ball. The fastest way to move the basketball is with the pass. Yeah, anyways, yeah. And then boxing out the gym. Like, I like all that kind of stuff, but whatever.
You can be a rebounding coach. It's good. We check in with Anthony Schlegel here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Schlegs, Buckeyes began spring ball yesterday. You've been a part of that program, obviously, as a player, through a coach. You have been through it. Evolution of young guys in this program, going through their first spring, through guys who are coming into their senior season or final season at Ohio State. What are you kind of looking for in this first week as the Buckeyes get going in their first iteration of spring football for this 2025 season?
Yeah, it's completely different because we didn't have the two practice ooze in. So one, it's different for the coaches because, coaches and players, but like how you practice, beforehand you came right off of winter conditioning right into those first 2 days. You knew exactly how the dudes were. Now you got to take into consideration travel, not having ran for the week. Because, the last thing you want to do is, like, get somebody hurt or whatever. But, like, so you have to take that into consideration, man. Like, that's being responsible. But, and you only got 4 weeks now. Before you got 5, right? That was why you did the 1 week before. It was kind of like, hey, we're going to do that 1 week. They ain't going to want to do anything over spring break. Then they're going to get them back. Now it's like you got spring break, and then we only got 4 weeks of really putting 6 pounds of whatever in the 3-pound bag. And so here we go. Buckle up, Buttercup. But I would say this. There's 2 things. It's the veteran, older guys finding their authentic voice. We had OG on the Bobby Carpenter show.
Watched it. Guys did a great job with him. He's fantastic.
He was fantastic, man. And he wants dudes to be themselves, right? And promote the individuality while also, like, being part of the team. And it's really just being authentically yourself. So now, like, defensively, the Sonny, the Caleb, and then you got guys that never played before that are leaders, but, like, where is their voice going to be in a KJ, in a Curry, right? Like, an IGB, right? Like Jermaine, you get even young guys too. Because remember, leadership has no age, man. It's just being a leader. But you first got to be a leader through your actions. But again, it's all that culminating. So older guys finding that voice, my opinion, number 1. Number 2, it's what Lathan talked about when we did our show with him, and that was making your presence felt. Right? You might not know everything. You're battling for position. You're not going to be perfect. But, like, did we feel your presence at practice? Whether you're a quarterback, you're an offensive lineman, you're a D lineman, you're a secondary guy, you're a linebacker, like, did people notice you and feel you at practice? Like, that's what he was like, I want to be felt every day. They knew they were getting attitude, effort, and physicality on a daily basis. I might not know everything, but that's how I'm going to do it, and you're going to feel me. And I'm like, that's fantastic. That's great advice to a younger guy, right? Make them feel you. So, because again, you're not going to get like lots of like tackles every time. The ball's not going to come to you all the time. But can you make your presence felt on a daily basis by just doing your job? And that was great advice. So that's what you're excited to see. And then you got freaking pro day coming, right? Yeah. So like this is a great time to be a former Buckeye, great time to be a current Buckeye because there's a lot going on and a lot of hype around the program. And guys, we had 15 guys that were invited to Combine. Josh Fry should have been invited. That was a travesty. He could go. He started for a long time here. But you got potentially 16 dudes being drafted at The Ohio State University. It's going to be fantastic. And all those guys are going to be here watching Pro Day. They're all going to be watching spring football. And, like, that's the other thing that Ohio State gets you. Like, this pro day is going to be like our pro day back in 2005, man. It's going to be epic.
Schlegs, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Hopefully Sam feels better throughout the week, buddy. Have a great one. Enjoy Portland, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, sounds good. Attack and dominate. Go Bucks v. Cancer, Columbus.
There he goes, Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. One former Buckeye who just changed teams in free agency could be immortalized in his new city. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and happy Tuesday. Still no major issues that we're watching. Crews clearing up a small problem on 23 right at Lozelle Road, but things generally moving along okay across the metro this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
The best matchup is you in a new Kia from Coughlin Kia. Get into a new Kia now with $0 down. Get 0% financing on select new Kias and make 0 payments for 3 months on any new Kia in stock. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
0% for 72 equals $13.89 per 1,000 financed on Nero EV, EV6, and EV9 with approved credit for Kia Motor Finance. 90 days deferred payments until June 2025. Qualified manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. No security deposit. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And listeners, they're always asking me about QC Kinetics treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. Well, if you're wondering if you could be a good candidate, let's say the answer is yes to any of these questions. First, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain, knees, hips, back, shoulders, other joints, trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Next, do you want to avoid surgery? Because I didn't want to deal with it. And all of the pain and the long recovery and the uncertain time that comes with it. Here's the best part. Most importantly, do you miss doing things you love because the joint pain is holding you back? Whether that's walking, jogging, hanging out with loved ones. If you answered yes to any of those, I bet you're a great candidate. So do not wait. Call QC Kinetics right now and ask for their free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. They're located in Dublin, Gahanna, or you can go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. You know our 93 free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text KING to 424
42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text KING to 42424. That's KING to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, cruise along here. A little Tuesday for us. Throw some quick hitters at you.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Sharky?
Yeah, Beam.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday. It's Thursday for me.
Oh, it is Thursday for you. You're
Tomorrow's
taking off
my Friday.
Thursday, Friday to watch some hoops.
That's right.
Nice.
After Joey Bosa was released by the Chargers this month following 9 seasons with the team, he was looking to join a winner, and he did just that. Bosa got a 1-year deal with Buffalo. The Bills have been a top 5 team in the NFL for the past 5 seasons, but have never won a Super Bowl, haven't even played in a Super Bowl in that time. Quarterback Josh Allen reached out to Bosa as soon as he signed to tell him that the Bills have a chance to do something special. Bobby, Bosa said that Allen told him, quote, "We can be immortalized in this town."
I think he's correct in saying that. If they bring a Super Bowl to the city of Buffalo and the great citizens up there and how much they will love that, he's right there on the cusp. I was surprised. I think there was talk of him maybe trying to join up with Nick and playing with his brother. And I'm guessing just with all the salary cap that they've had to shed here, it probably wasn't going to financially work out. And so that's why I think Joey will do a 1 year. We'll see how this goes, and then maybe try to meet up with Nick, at some point here in the future to play that together, because that would be pretty cool. But this is exciting, and they're going to be good. They have talent there. Josh Allen's playing as well as anybody.
Just think the brand new fresh contract.
Absolutely. And so this might be that defensive shot in the arm on the edge that they need, a veteran presence and a guy who has been really good for a long time.
They don't need a whole lot.
No.
The Bills don't. I mean, they are very close, and they have been very close. And for Joey Bosa's entire professional career, basically, how many playoff games has he played in? 1, 2? Not many. I mean, I know it hasn't been a lot, so it's going to be a lot different. You come in, you move all the way across the country. I'll be excited because I feel like the Chargers, it's not as bad as Seattle is. They're not quite as on Mars as the Seahawks for me, when I'm watching. But I do feel like it'll be nice for me that I'll be able to see Joey Bosa on TV more on the Sunday Ticket when the NFL season comes around. There's a lot to be said about I've made so much money, Bob, that doesn't matter anymore. I want to win championships because it's, at one point you can have all the accolades in the world and the only one missing is going to be a Lombardi. And joining up with Josh Allen in Buffalo seems like pretty good odds, at least that you have to get there. Now, what happens in the season? I mean, we know that injuries can happen and wild things do happen, but I think this is a great landing spot for Joey Bosa. I'm excited for him. They don't need a whole lot to get over that proverbial hump. And Josh Allen is 1,000% correct. He knows it. That's why he's staying there. That if you win a Super Bowl in the city of Buffalo, you will be immortalized because they've been so close for so long in this iteration. We don't have to go back to the four falls of Buffalo when they went to four straight. We don't have to do that. But, yeah, you win a Super Bowl in that town, you're a hero. Forever. Forever. Your name will live for forever there.
In Buffalo, they call it getting over the Kansas City hump.
Yeah, a lot of teams in the AFC call it that.
It is time for Kyler Murray to start winning in Phoenix. Since being the first overall pick by the Cardinals in 2019, Murray has a record of 36-45-1 with just one trip to the playoffs. He said it's been disappointing and frustrating, but the team is headed in the right direction. Beamer, so far this offseason, Arizona has added Josh Sweat, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jacoby Brissett, and held on to linebacker Baron Browning.
Yeah, fascinating team the Cardinals are, because a couple of years ago and even last year, I'm like, I don't know really what they're going to do. I mean, they've been picking high in the draft for the last couple of years, abstaining from this season. You get Paris Johnson Jr. in there a couple of years ago. You just drafted Marv. We'll see if their year two connection is better ultimately than their year one. Actually, looking at their odds right now, they're tied with the Seahawks. Now, be it last for the odds to win the NFC West. Like, you have the Rams bringing back Matt Stafford. You got the 49ers going through a whole different process right now and trying to rebuild their team and follow the salary cap rules. But the Niners are plus 125 to win the division. The Rams are plus 230. And then the Seahawks, who have spent a lot of money and effort this offseason in free agency, and they've got a new quarterback with Sam Darnold, and apparently there's a one-year out clause in his deal that all that becomes manageable for them in the future. So the number on that contract really isn't the contract. Kyler Murray is correct. They've been to the playoffs one time, I believe, in his career, and he's in the middle now of a big-time contract extension. He is correct. Like, they need to get things going out there in the desert, and he knows it. I think everybody out there knows it.
They do, but would you ever consider, like, when you look at Arizona, do you consider them a playoff team? Like a playoff contender? A viable, like,
can they get into the playoffs, or are we talking about, like, get to an NFC championship game, get to a Super Bowl?
Get to an NFC championship?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that they're a cusp playoff team at best.
I think they're a couple of years away, but I think with another good season and development of these guys who they have been drafting, I don't see any reason why they couldn't start to flirt with that.
You would think, but they've got to go prove it.
And that's why I think Kyler knows that the pressure's on him.
Yeah, because you signed this quarterback. Yeah. He's got the deal. Like, they brought in pieces around him. Mm-hmm. He should be going good. But, like, do you think they're better than San Fran?
No.
Probably not. Seattle? Probably not. Who else is out there in that division? Rams, yeah.
Just brought in Devontae Adams.
That's what I'm saying. Even all of those teams, like, some are in a state of flux. You still look at it, they're probably the fourth best team.
They're 24-1 right now to win the NFC.
24-1?
24-1.
That's terrible.
I would have said 100-1.
They're behind the Seahawks. Seahawks are 23-1, and the Falcons are 26-1. And I wouldn't confuse the Seahawks or the Falcons with being Super Bowl contenders or NFC Championship contenders.
Not at all.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Baltimore free agent Ronnie Stanley was considered the top available offensive tackle this offseason, but chose to re-sign with the Ravens for 3 years and $60 million. He said the bargain contract was out of loyalty to the franchise. Quote, I think it was a good balance that could help the team and something I'm still happy with. He could have made more elsewhere, Bobby, but is okay with getting a contract that ranks him just 10th among left tackles.
Well, what's amazing is we're talking about teams trying to get over the hump. I mean, they're a team in Baltimore that's been right there. They've got a Kansas City problem, just the same as the Buffalo Bills have had a Kansas City problem. They've been on the cusp, and if you can get guys who have had a good relationship with the organization, they feel like you're invested in winning, and it's no different than any other job anywhere in the country. If you think you're appreciated and people like you, respect you, or trying to help take care of you, if that's the case, then you know what? You can do things like this. And so they're able to get this done with Ronnie Stanley. It's going to help them out. In most cases. But if you get to guys early and you've always paid them before, at some point in time where, hey, I know I could put the screws to you right now, or I could leave, but I'd rather stay here for a little less. Well, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, and too, I mean, you look at the Ravens as an organization, he's very important. And Albert Breer, when he was on with us last Thursday, called this the most important free agency acquisition by any team. Ronnie Stanley taking that deal in Baltimore, being comfortable, staying within a system that he knows, in a city that he loves, and ultimately trying to get them over the hump. So, yeah, Buffalo's got a Kansas City problem. Baltimore now has a Buffalo problem. as well. So who knows? All these teams going to cannibalize each other in the AFC, and then enter the Bengals, who obviously just re-signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins too. So I got a 4-pack of teams in the AFC right now who are all on a scattershot all over the place. Hey, when in need of help because of outrage of missing the NCAA tournament, you turn to your governor. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still no crashes across the metro, but busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and on 23 up in Delaware County. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Are you feeling tired, slower, or achier than you used to? You might think it's just age, but it could be low testosterone. At Columbus Men's Clinic, they've helped thousands of men who didn't realize their symptoms were caused by declining testosterone levels, a problem that's becoming a new norm in American men. Columbus Men's Clinic refuses to accept this new normal. They're committed to restoring testosterone to healthy levels so you can feel like yourself again, whether at home, in the gym, at work, or in the bedroom. For years, their medical provider has delivered testosterone therapy tailored to each man's needs. No one-size-fits-all solutions, just real science-backed results delivered by discreet local experts. Imagine more energy, sharper focus, and newfound confidence. A same-day testosterone check and consultation is just $99. Call 614-300-7400 or visit ColumbusMen'sClinic.com today. Your prime years aren't over. They're just waiting to be unleashed. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey there, friends. Beau Bishop here. Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. All tournament long, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and when it comes to college basketball and March Mania, you know what I mean. One thing is for sure, and that's nothing's for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, top seeds going home early. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected, every upset every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. Live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays. DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. First time? Here's something special. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971 for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin. Start 2025 with significant growth and earning potential at Uline. Interview for warehouse roles at Uline's March hiring event in Etna, Ohio. Earn reliable income starting from $25 an hour with a $2 night shift increase. And get full health and retirement benefits on day one. Don't wait. Start building a long-term career at a growing company. Sign up for your warehouse interview on Saturday, March 22nd in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Michelle Smallman here. Do you want to be at the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin? Travel Wisconsin is sending 10 lucky fans and a guest to the draft. Experience the thrill of the draft firsthand and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't wait. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. Coming into this 4-game homestand, the Blue Jackets had just 6 regulation home losses on the season. Now they have 9. Columbus has dropped the first 3 games of the homestand while being outscored 10-1. Last night, Timo Meyer and Jesper Bratt scored 39 seconds apart in the second period, and that's all New Jersey would need to beat the Jackets 2-1. Matthew Olivier scored the lone goal for Columbus with 6:36 left in the game. Star of the game was goalie Jake Allen of the Devils, who stopped 45 of 46 shots on goal. The men's NCAA basketball tournament begins tonight with a pair of first 4 games in Dayton. In the first game, a pair of 16 seeds meet, St. Francis of Pennsylvania and Alabama State. In the nightcap, it's a pair of 11 seeds, North Carolina versus San Diego State. This Sports Center is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.9% APR with a Visa Platinum Credit Card. Apply at bmifcu.org/Visa.
Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Tuesday. Coming up this hour, 7:17. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Jackets continuing to struggle. He'll check in with us a little bit later on. 7:30 this morning, Dave Biddle of Bucknuts. He was over at the Woody yesterday. All kinds of good stuff. Reaction from spring practice number 1 with him at 7:30. And 1 hour away from right now, had a chance to track down Schlegel. He's going to join us 1 hour away, coming up at the top of the 8 o'clock hour.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Man, I thought the Jackets were going to get shut out again last night. So watching that game, it's 2-0. Get into the third period. Okay. 9 minutes left, 8 minutes left. By the way, they were just kicking the Devils' teeth in the third period. I mean, the energy and the focus that they were playing with was out of control. Then Matthew Olivier put one in. I'm like, all right, well, maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance.
Get yourself a point. Go get a point.
Just go get a point. Also, just getting a goal. I hadn't scored a goal at home, and God, how long was that? 120 minutes is 2 full games, and then they got deep into the third period. So you do the math on that, like 170-some minutes. They hadn't scored a goal at home. Yeah. Like, all you need is to see one go in. That was it. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the second, so they're struggling right now. But here was Dino just talking about the energy in the third period out of his guys.
It was freaking awesome. Did we get the result? No. Did we play the right way? Do we believe that this is the turning point? Do we believe that this is the one that, not only the period, the game, that turns us around and we're ready to go forward? Yeah, 100%. We played our asses off, guys. We had so many unbelievable opportunities. We played the right way. We played hard. We played disciplined. We played, within the system structurally. We just didn't get the result.
They didn't get the result. They were close many a times to even getting the point, and then ultimately, who knows what happens if you tie that game up. But unfortunately for them, they don't, and it's a results-based business, and now they've lost multiple games in a row. They are off for the next couple of days. Thursday at home is their final game in the homestand. You get the Panthers coming into town on Thursday. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to join the program coming up here around 7:17 this morning. We'll talk a little more Jackets in depth with him. First for tonight in Dayton, St. Francis out of Pennsylvania versus Alabama State at 6:40. And then North Carolina. Put a pin in North Carolina real quick against San Diego State at 9:10. You can listen to those games right here on the Fan at 8 o'clock. We'll join that in progress, the second half of St. Francis and Alabama State. And, and then you'll get the full game of North Carolina and San Diego State. You also got the Cavs and the Clippers tonight. Sharky, you staying up for that one? 10:30 start out on the West Coast.
Of course I am, Beam. They got a 5-game Western road trip. L.A., Sacramento, Phoenix. Who else is in there? Salt Lake City and Portland.
Nice,
it's a big one.
It's a nice. That's a nice little travel for them out of the West Coast. Perfect time of the year too when you want to be doing that, as you're getting close to the end of the season. By the way, shout out to Chip. Chip on the YouTube chat said 182.5 minutes for a goal for the Jackets since their last goal scored between last night's Matthew Olivier. Thanks, Chip. It's a long time.
That is a long drought, Beam.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, sometimes just getting the biscuit in the basket at the end, even if it's inconsequential and it didn't mean anything, but you've been trying so hard without getting a result, and finally getting a result gives you that little nugget that hopefully gets you coming back, and you feel like you broke on through a little bit to be able to get it going.
All right, so what do you know about this fella named Patrick Morrissey? Does anybody know Patrick Morrissey out there?
Not a huge Patrick Morrissey guy, dude.
Okay. Shark, did you know who Patrick Morrissey was before this morning?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Why don't you explain to the folks who Patrick Morrissey is?
He's the governor of West Virginia, the great state of West Virginia. Almost heaven.
How would you know that was their governor?
I know a lot of governors, Bob.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Governor?
I don't know if I could tell you.
You know the governor of Ohio?
Well, yeah. It's Mike DeWine.
Who's the lieutenant
Tressel.
governor?
James Tressel. You know the governor of California?
Well, that's Gavin Newsom.
All right. See, there's two.
What about Florida?
Yeah, I guess I see. Okay. I guess I probably do. I bet I know. You're right. It's probably, I don't know, 6 or 7.
You know the governor of Montana?
No.
I don't either.
I don't know. I don't know. I bet Beau does. He's joining us coming up at 8:30.
I'll bet you Beau does not know.
I bet he doesn't. I bet he doesn't
Montana.
either.
No?
I bet he does.
You want to quick fire that right at him after we play the sound?
It'll
the
be interesting. Now, it could be someone, and I don't know if every state's different whether they have term limits or what it is. It could be someone that he, was in politics or something that, from quite some time that he had known that, but maybe not.
Greg Gianforte. Gianforte?
There's no way he's got that.
Gianforte.
Beau hasn't lived in Montana for 20 years.
No.
I'm going to say he doesn't know him.
All right, I'm going to say, what are the odds? Like minus 300 that he doesn't know him?
That's a little steep. I'll go minus 150.
Okay, I agree with that. I don't think he knows him. Anyways, I didn't know who Patrick Morrissey was before yesterday, but I did see he called an emergency press conference.
So great.
And the reason why is even better. Many bracketology experts considered West Virginia to be one of the worst snubbed teams in NCAA history. West Virginia, good resume. Good enough resume to probably get in. North Carolina getting in on Sunday raised a lot of eyebrows. And Patrick Morrissey, the governor of West Virginia, took to the podium yesterday in a press conference talking about his Mountaineers being snubbed from the NCAA tournament.
6 quad 1 wins. And that was combined with an undefeated record against quad 3 and quad 4 opponents. 3 wins against top 10 teams and the 24th toughest schedule in America. West Virginia deserved to be in the NCAA tournament. This was a miscarriage of justice and robbery at the highest levels. Now, who was the last team to get into the tournament ahead of the Mountaineers? That would be the University of North Carolina. Now, let's see how their resume stacks up. The Tar Heels went 1-12 in quad 1 games and even had a quad 3 loss. And we keep hearing about the importance of these quad 1 wins.
You got an acting governor of a state in the United States talking about quad 1, quad 3, quad 4 wins. Just a real life living diehard ball fan.
I'll tell you this, though. He's not wrong.
He makes some good points.
Well, North Carolina is not good, and they don't have any good wins.
And you know what? Ohio State wasn't good. Not in the tournament. Okay.
But Ohio State's resume relative to North Carolina is much. They're
about the same.
They're more. It's more akin to West Virginia.
We had 4 quad 1 wins. They had 1, and I saw somebody defending Carolina's resume, talking about how tough their non-conference schedule was, one of the toughest in the country.
Doesn't matter.
But they didn't beat any of those
It doesn't matter how
teams.
tough your schedule is if you don't win.
Right.
I just love that we have a governor out there championing his state.
Oh, yeah. What do you call them? The National Corruption, the NCAA?
Yeah, National Corruption Agency or something like that.
It was so great. Agency, it was good.
A miscarriage of justice.
When you use the term miscarriage of justice in reference to sports, I find it to be a slight hyperbole, but it is entertaining. And to listen to him get up there and go at it, you know what? It's endearing. The people of your state are going to love you. Like, that's going to be a nice thing for him.
I like our neighbors down in West Virginia. It's a good state.
They got screwed, man. North Carolina.
They did get screwed.
You could have said West Virginia. You could have said Ohio State. And there was one other team that I was looking at. Indiana. All three of those teams had significantly better resumes than North Carolina as far as their wins.
And Indiana went 2-0 this season against Ohio State.
Yeah.
So that's hard. If you're their head-to-head, that's hard to argue against.
But, I mean, it's a miscarriage of justice. I don't know if it's quite a miscarriage of justice. I'll save that for people that spent 30 years in the clink when they didn't do something wrong. Like, we'll reserve that for those situations. Or maybe someone who walked scot-free out of a courtroom who committed crimes against humanity. But it is, in the sports sense, probably one of the most
as close as you can get.
It was egregious. And here's the thing, like, there's financial and economic impacts from them not making it in and everything else and what that's going to do for the state. And like, those things do matter.
I didn't think that we would have on our bingo card of 2025 a governor talking about Q4 or Q3 wins.
What percentage of West Virginians will be rooting for San Diego State tonight?
100%.
More than
blow
100.
them out.
Yeah. I'm rooting for San Diego State. I have nothing against North Carolina. Traditionally, they're a whatever team to me. I'll have my Aztecs hat on. Me and Xander Schauffele tonight. Big San Diego State guys. Jackets followed home to the Devils last night. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to break it down for us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now we are watching one crash on 71 southbound. We've got lanes blocked off near Main Street as you're coming into downtown. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. The one you love is the light of your life. And if you're like most of us, you want to do whatever you can to nurture your relationship. But if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction, you know the impacts the condition is likely having on you and your partner. ED is a relationship destroyer. It can contribute to depression, distancing, conflicts, and even breakups and divorce. And what's so disturbing about this is that most men who suffer with ED can be successfully treated, but a lot of guys don't seek treatment when they should. At Tri-State Men's Health, we have protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases. In fact, if you're like most guys, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and maybe find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. So call Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on unlimited welcome for $45 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Basketball from noon to midnight. Scotty Vegas here, and we're throwing a Vegas-style basketball party at Hollywood Casino at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. I even went out to Vegas to scout out how to throw this party. Tough assignment. The Fan is doing 24 hours of watch parties. The opening weekend of the tournament, there'll be custom T-shirts, Pop-A-Shot, horse games. Oh, and don't miss a game with a 50-foot video wall. Reserve your spot at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Beau Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Beau. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, a lot of sunshine, highs around 70. Tonight, your nighttime low, right around 50. Partly cloudy. Heading into your Wednesday, a few more clouds. We're looking at a high of 71. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up here 7:30 this morning, Biddle of Bucknuts. He'll join the program. Buckeyes spring ball day number 1 in the books of yesterday, so we'll talk some Buckeyes with him. As for now, though, before we get to our good friend, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre.
When you hear the sound, you know what day it is. You know what time it is. It's Roosters time, and it's a Tuesday. It's Appetizer Tuesday, which means the featured appetizer is $3 all day long. You're asking yourself, what would be that featured appetizer which would help bring me back after a long St. Patty's Day? Well, that answer is going to be the cheesy bacon wedges, crispy potato wedges covered with spicy nacho cheese and real bacon bits. It's the pig and potato bringing it together for you, Beam, and it's $3 all day long at Roosters. And if you stay tuned here, in 1 hour from now, well, that's what he said, you get a chance to win a $50 gift card to Roosters to get it rolling.
1 hour away from right now. $50 Roosters gift card on the line.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Boone Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Every Tuesday at this time, we head up to the hotline, checking with our great friend. He is the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Jean-Luc, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. What in the heck's happening in Jackets land? I know we can focus on the third period and say that was good, but the results are the results. It was a 2-1 loss. How we feeling right now as we get closer and closer and closer to the end of the season? Thanks for the time, buddy.
Good morning. Well, how are we feeling? Without talking about the third period, I would say not so good. But after the way that third period developed yesterday, I feel much better. Like, hey, we're getting out of this funk here. So, the timing, there's still a little bit of time here in the season. You're looking 15 games or so left right now. So if you look at the teams that are currently hot as far as like the race right now, which obviously are Ottawa and Montreal, they've had their ups and downs as of late as well. I think Ottawa lost 6 in a row before the streak got down right now. So hopefully the Blue Jackets can kind of do the same, and some of these teams start getting a little, snake bit with luck as well, and get right back in it. But they're still in it. Was starting to worry, but I feel a little better about it this morning.
What's the key, Jean-Luc? As a player, when you go through one of those stretches collectively as a team, where it bleeds from one game to the next and maybe into a third, where you're doing the things right and you're just not getting the results. I mean, is there something that you try to do to kind of bust out, like a slump bust, to get out of there?
I mean, there is. I mean, and it depends. Every team is going to react differently. You know, you have some teams where it just completely fall apart because everybody starts trying to be the hero and play outside the system, which a lot of times is going to end up costing you. Some teams, you know, they kind of do what the Blue Jackets did, right? They look at each other in the eye, and it might not work immediately, but they realize there's a problem and they address it. And then some teams, they just don't give two, you know what, and they just let it go to hell, right? So for the Jackets, I think, and that's the one thing, it's all about that goal, and you're thinking, okay, let's open things up. And you look at the game yesterday, and New Jersey barely had any scoring chances. You know, there was the one goal, and then the second one was more of a fluke, a puck that bounces off the board, off the stick of the goaltender, that end up in an empty net. But if you look at the scoring chance, and, you know, I'm not a huge analytic guy, but eventually if the analytics are showing you that you should win, eventually you're going to win the game, and that's what that was a good sign yesterday for the Blue Jackets.
You mean to tell me you're not a big expected goals guy, Jean-Luc?
You know, I love the expected goals, but you look at a lot of, you know, the season and some of those teams right now that are hot, and you look at the expected goals, you know, they talk about hockey gods, right? The numbers don't add up. Yeah. A lot of times, you know, kind of like the Blue Jackets earlier this year when they were scoring 5-6 goals a game. You know, we rode that wave for a while, but you looked at the expected goal, it made zero sense because we weren't supposed to be where we were. But we enjoyed it, didn't we? But right now, I'm going to believe in the numbers, and hopefully we're back on it.
What have you been noticing, Jean-Luc, before Mathieu Olivier put that goal in last night? It was a great goal, by the way, and I thought at that point, that juncture in the game, I'm like, all right, maybe if you're able to salvage a point even, who knows what's going to happen in the remainder of 6 minutes left in the game or whatever it was. But before that, what had you been noticing about the goalless streak and how this funk developed, and then ultimately leading into the third period and how they were kind of able to pull themselves, well, they're in the midst of pulling themselves out of it right now. But what were you kind of keying in on as some of the main reasons for that?
For me, it was like really, like if you looked at the entries, right, through the neutral zone, the way the Blue Jackets were attacking, they just didn't seem to be able to create that energy that they've had in the past, which is basically coming in with speed, with, you know, obviously Zach being part of it and as support on the second wave or literally just leading the attack. It just seems like everything was getting shut down through the neutral zone. And the Blue Jackets is a team that scores a lot on the rush, not necessarily as far as in-zone possession. Well, in the third, I think they changed that. Not only they were rushing better, but they also found a way to keep New Jersey hemmed in their zone for a long period of time, and that's when the other team gets tired and you really get some good scoring chances. So that was, to me, that was the difference between the first, second, and the third period for the Blue Jackets. So, but, you know, they need to get back to be able to rush with speed and creativity, because that's one of the big things that this team's been doing all season long. And as of late, it just hasn't worked. So, yeah, to me, that would be it. Because you can't change the makeup of the team and the way they're going to score a goal overnight, right? And if you look at the Blue Jackets, most of the year it was off the rush, and then they create pressure that way. Yesterday, when they were trying to get the puck deep, a lot of times Jake Allen was basically like a third defenseman, right? He would go get the puck. His defenseman would peel up on the board like they were wingers, and they were out of the zone extremely easily. In the third, that changed.
So is it sometimes good? You got one more home game, obviously, against Florida, which is going to be no small task at all. But is it good to get on the road sometimes if you've been struggling at home?
You know, there's a saying that says, hey, if you're going to stink on the road. But, yeah, for the Blue Jackets right now, it doesn't really matter if it's home or away. So I don't think being away would help them anything because, you know, the record speaks for itself on the road. It hasn't been great. So, you know, I don't know if being home for that stand, they're like, hey, if things happen at home, we're going to be good. And maybe their guards were down and realized that, hey, we still have to work at home. So I don't think being home or away really is a huge thing for this team right now. But I definitely wouldn't say that being home is going to be a deficit for them. I think the opponents is more of the issue right now because, like you said, Florida is not going to be a small task.
He is the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, Jean-Luc, let's go to the third period last night. What gives you hope in knowing that third period existed? You obviously didn't get 2 goals in that third. You needed 2 to push to overtime to get something out of that. That didn't happen. But the way that they were playing, I mean, they were punching the Devils in the nose, like repeatedly, time after time after time after time in that third period. What gives you hope, or what gives you solace knowing that you saw that period and then that will translate to this team moving forward through the remainder of this, well, let alone the season, but at least against the Panthers on Thursday?
For me, as a coach, when things don't go well, you typically, like example, this team can score goals. You like to refresh their memory and show them some clips of you scoring goals. Right now, for Dean Evison, I'm looking at that game yesterday, and I'm putting that third period clip, and I'm just letting it play. It doesn't matter if we have goals or not. 24 shots in one period. I mean, 24 shots is more shots than they had the last time against New Jersey and the last game against the New York Rangers, the entire game. You did that in one period. I mean, for me, that clip tells me the story. If you can work 75% what we saw in that third period, you will win most games. So to me, that's the key right now. Just come out with that same energy. Now, you cannot expect them to be playing like the third period for a complete game. That's impossible. That's physically impossible. But just give me 75-80% of that, and there's no way you're losing.
Hey, before we get you out of here, I feel like a couple of weeks ago we were talking to you about skiing. I did see you were able to manage to get your golf clubs out of storage from the winter. How'd you feel the first time out, Jean-Luc?
I felt great. No range session. Went straight to. I went straight out cold to the course, and I'm not playing 9 holes, so no, it was good. Like kept the driver in the bag most of the day. To be honest with you, just kept it in the fairway and played a little game with my son. So it was fantastic. Watched the players all weekend because it was raining anyway, and getting ready for the Masters in April. I mean, life couldn't be better, boys.
That's absolutely right. Life would be better if the Jackets were able to win Thursday and make a playoff push. But we'll deal with that when we get there. Jean-Luc, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the day, buddy, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, see you guys.
There he goes, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. First day of Buckeye Spring Ball is in the books. Dave Biddle of Bucknuts. He's going to break it down with us coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Tuesday. Still watching a crash on 71 southbound just past that 71-670 split. We've got lanes blocked as you come into downtown. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free Healthy Leg Screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, Uncle Beau Bishop, he's going to join the program, talk a little Browns, talk a little life with him. As for now, though, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, check with our good friend of Bucknuts. He is Dave Biddle. Bids, always appreciate the time. Spring practice, number 1 in the books yesterday for the Buckeyes. What'd you take away most yesterday being at the Woody, Bids?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to take away too much from the first practice of spring. It's just always nice seeing the true freshmen have their first real practice as Buckeyes, although a lot of those guys were able to experience the national championship run, which was really cool. Go out to the Rose Bowl, go to the Cotton Bowl, then go to the national championship game itself. And to see the transfers. You know, a guy like Ethan Onionwa, big man child, 6'6", 357 pounds, although Coach Day said doesn't want him to stay at 357. They want him to drop some pounds, but he's a big guy. It's hard to make Tegra Shabola look small, and Tegra didn't look small out there, but standing next to Onionwa's got 30 pounds on Tegra. They're both 6'6", so I really like the way this offensive line looks. Like right now, first day of spring, they had Austin Saraveld at left tackle. I think that's just to build depth. I think Onionwa is going to be the starting left tackle, but Saraveld continues to show he's got versatility, man. He played left guard and right guard throughout the national championship run. I'm playing some left tackle, so a lot to get into. But, you know, Lincoln Keenholz was going first during quarterback drills. Mostly don't read too much into that Buckeye Nation because what was going on last spring, Devin Brown was going before Will Howard pretty much for every quarterback drill. So I do think Julian Sand's going to be the starter. That being said, I'm glad Lincoln Keenholz is here. He looked good yesterday. He's entering his third year. I think he's going to be the backup quarterback, but right now he's going first in QB drills.
You mentioned outside of that, you brought in Phillip Daniels from Minnesota, C.J. Donaldson, running back from West Virginia, Logan George, Idaho State, Ty Howard from Duquesne, and then Max Clare from Purdue. You know, if those other guys get a chance to see them, what do they look like? I mean, obviously Ohio State not living in the transfer portal, but every year bringing in some ancillary pieces to kind of fill this out. I mean, how do we feel about the handful of transfers that came in this year?
Yeah, I like the way Coach Day and his staff, I like the way they do it, Bob. You know, obviously they knocked it out of the park last year. I mean, that was insane to bring in Caleb Downs and Quinshon Judkins and Seth McLaughlin and Will Howard and Will Kazmarek. I mean, they just knocked it out of the park. But I think they did a really good job this year, too, especially filling needs, getting those two offensive tackles that you mentioned with Onionwa and Daniels, who I think probably will be the starting tackles. Onionwa, I'm pretty much convinced will be the left tackle, but Daniels, I think, will be the right tackle. But Ian Moore will give him a run for his money. Ian Moore's a big boy. He's entering his second year, as you know. And, I think they did a great job in the portal. Getting Donaldson as that, 1B to James Peoples 1A, and those guys are going to share the load. And I think true freshman Bo Jackson is going to play a decent amount as that number 3 back. If he's able to beat out Sam Williams-Dixon, I'm glad he came back. Max Clare was a heck of a great get in the portal. I mean, that was awesome. If G. Scott didn't have the year he had last year with 27 receptions, and Kate Stover didn't have the years that he had prior to that, he was over 30 receptions both years. I don't know if Max Clare would have came here, but they've shown that they will throw the tight end. This tight end room is awesome. And Max Clare, everybody knew he was Purdue's best offensive weapon. They didn't have anybody else, and he still would put up big numbers at Purdue as a sophomore last year. So I think that was a really good get. And Donaldson, right now, they list him at 238 pounds at running back, but Carlos Lockwood told me he's down to 230. So, once again, I think they did a really, really, really good job in the portal. And I don't think they're done yet. I think they will add, not a lot, I think they'll add a player or two when the next window opens right after spring ball.
Bids, what's the most intriguing position group for you as we get into spring ball here?
Oh, wow. I'll take quarterback off the table because I think that's the one everybody's like pointing to. But, again, I think Julian Sand's going to be the guy there. It's kind of boring, but maybe the starting safety next to Caleb Downs, I think that's a really good competition between Malik Hartford, who's running with the first team right now, and Jalen McClain, who's running with the second team yesterday. Again, first day of spring. I like both those guys, and I'm sure Matt Guerrero likes both those guys. So who's going to be that starting safety next to Caleb Downs? Is it going to be Hartford, or is it going to be McClain? I think that's a really good battle. Also, who's going to step up as backup, the top backup defensive tackle? I like the starters with Caden McDonald and Edric Houston at D tackle. Who's going to be that number 3 D tackle? Is it going to be Tyrone Malone? Is it going to be Will Smith Jr.? Will Smith Jr. is running with the Pews yesterday. So is Malone. Is it going to be Jason Moore, who there was a lot of helium about surrounding him last spring, and then he didn't really play much last year. So they need some, and Ryan Day talked about this, they need some depth at D tackle. So Those are two that I'm looking at. And then what are they going to do with the offensive line? Like, as I'm saying, I'm assuming Odion was going to be the left tackle, but he was running with the twos yesterday. So a lot of interesting when you're losing 15 guys at least that are going to get drafted, and I think there's a chance they're going to have 16 guys, maybe 17. I think Josh Fryer might get drafted. All 15 guys that went to the combine will get drafted. I'll be shocked if and that right there will tie the record. So when you're replacing so many draft picks, man, there's definitely some positions that are up in the air, but they've done such a great job recruiting and filling needs in the portal that this is still a very talented roster. Despite losing all of these guys, they're still the betting favorite to win the national championship this coming season.
So how you mentioned adding guys in that second portal window. The spring ball, obviously, there's going to be a delineation when guys start to play and kind of feel playing time out and where they could potentially be next year. How worried are you about losing guys in this spring portal if you're Ohio State?
Yeah, a little bit, Bob, because I'd be worried. Like, let's say there's a guy out there, I don't want to name any names, who's very talented but isn't in line to be a starter, but he's going to play. A guy like that, I could see like through back channels, or maybe not even back channels. I don't know if there are any rules now in college football. What if somebody like comes and says, "Hey, we want you to transfer here"?
How about just the normal channels, the front channels?
Right, just channels, front channels, exactly. Yeah, and that they come to a guy who's going to be a backup, but is slated to play, but is not going to be a starter, and he knows it. And we're going to double the amount of NIL money you're making. We're going to make sure you're a starter. I mean, guys are going to listen to that at the very least. So, but they do such a good job. Ryan Day's created such a great culture over there. I'm not breaking news to you guys about that. I mean, you better give a guy a lot of money and make him promises to get him to leave Ohio State because they do a great job of taking care of their players. But yeah, it's a mild concern. What's not a concern, in my opinion, is you're not going to steal a frontline player away from Ohio State. Ohio State's not going to lose a kid to the portal after spring ball. We're like, oh man, he was going to be like one of our best players this year. It's like, no, but a top backup or maybe like a third stringer who like you're thinking, okay, we need him for depth. Some team could steal him away, as a starter. That is definitely a mild concern of mine.
He is Dave Biddle of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. What did you take away from Ryan Day's press conference yesterday, Bids?
I love that how relaxed he is. He even joked about that. He was asked flat out, like, "Are you more relaxed?" He's like, "Of course I'm more relaxed."
Yes,
like,
I am, Jeremy. I think that was a good observation, Jeremy.
Yeah, Berm asked that question. That was. I'm glad he asked it because it was obvious that Coach Day's relaxed, but it's funny because it's like we're out there at practice yesterday, and it's like I made a big deal about this yesterday. I said it about 100 times. Like less than 2 months removed from winning the national championship. So it's just so great. As you guys know, Ryan Day is such a great man in addition to being a great coach. So to see the weight of the world off his shoulders, knowing he didn't say this, knowing he's now a legend in Columbus, Ohio, the rest of his life, on a list that includes Woody Hayes, Paul Brown, Jim Tressel, and Urban Meyer. And now Ryan Day, guys who've won a national championship at Ohio State. Now he's talking about wanting to win a second one, be the only one other than Woody Hayes to win multiple. I absolutely love it. So that's the main thing that stood out was just how relaxed he is and just but focused, not like relaxed, like we're, Ed Orgeron when LSU and Burrow won the national title. Ed Orgeron just went on like a party mode, I think, the next year. Basically, just was on a magic carpet ride the next year, right? Not like that. No, he's focused, but like relaxed. So that was the main takeaway I had. And to no surprise, he's not going to say anything about quarterback. And I would do the same thing if I was a coach. Even in 2019, when it was Justin Fields against Gunnar Hoke, we all knew obviously Fields was going to be the quarterback. He didn't announce who the starter was like 2 weeks before the opener, so he's not going to announce a starting quarterback at all during spring.
So is it weird? Because you've been doing this for a while. You mentioned 2 months out. Going into spring ball after this, does it have a different feel to it? And just these guys getting up and running, and usually it's a little more, I would say, intense this time because you've already had a couple practices in and you're through the acclimation process.
Yeah, and it's different this year because you're not ticked off because you didn't lose your last game. Like these guys. I mean, now the freshmen and he talked about this yesterday. Ryan Day, they know that they didn't win the national championship. Some of these guys were able to go like on the ride those last 3 games, but they didn't win the national championship. Last year's team won the national championship. So, but there's definitely more of a I don't know. I don't want to say. They're definitely intense. It's a football practice. I mean, it's definitely intense, but just maybe not as intense as when you're coming off of a season where you're ticked off, especially last year. I mean, everything out of their mouth was like natty or bust. I mean, everything was just like super intense last year at this time. And you don't get that anymore when you win the national championship. But also, you can't just sit there and rest on your laurels either. It's a really fine line you got to walk. But, yeah, to answer your question, it's not quite as intense as years past for sure.
Biz, before we get you out of here, what does Nate Ebner bring to the table without mentioning all of the accolades he's ever accomplished in his own life? I saw that yesterday. I was thrilled for him.
I love that. I absolutely love what Ryan Day's doing, bringing back ex-Buckeyes and just absolute warriors like Nate Ebner, who didn't even play high school football. He was a rugby player, and he ended up playing football. I don't know how you don't play high school football. Did you play football at Ohio State? That's incredible to me. So I love what he's doing. I mean, Brian Hartline, Tim Walton, James Laurinaitis. I mean, it's just really cool bringing back these former Buckeyes and, former NFL players in the case of Hartline and James and Nate. So, and the local kid as well, a Hilliard guy. So I absolutely love that. And a guy like that's just tough as nails and just made his name on special teams. That's going to get the attention of all the guys. Not that all the ex-players do. All the ex-players have their own stories, including Bobby. Everybody gets the attention of these guys when they walk in the room. But, and they all have their own way of doing it. And I love what Ryan Day's doing, bringing in the guys like Nate Ebner to the program.
Bids, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a great rest of the day, buddy, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
There he goes, Dave Biddle of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, one crash that we're still watching crews clear up. 71 southbound right around Main Street. We've got the right lane blocked off as crews clear out a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Guys, let's talk about something real. Ever had a bad experience in the bedroom that totally threw you off? It messes with your head, your confidence, and suddenly it's all you can think about. Next thing you know, you're avoiding trying altogether because the fear of failure is just too much. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic comes in. For over a decade, their medical providers have been helping men overcome ED and providing hope even when the pills and other treatments have failed. Their proven personalized treatments have some of the highest success rates out there, with results that bring back your confidence and connection. It's important to get your ED treated now so that it doesn't get harder to treat down the road. Columbus Men's Clinic has treatments that online pharmacies only dream about. Tonight is your night for intimacy and connection. Call Columbus Men's Clinic today at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is discreet and could be the start of something incredible. 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. And let's make tonight unforgettable. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money. It's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Hoops fans, are you ready to score big and get lucky this March? What's up? It's T-Bone. I'm here to tell you that Bud Light will be holding mini hoops challenges at bars and restaurants across town over the next several weeks with one goal in mind: to send one lucky local winner to Las Vegas where they'll compete for $10,000. Take your shot at March Madness glory. This week, join Bud Light and watch some hoops on Saturday afternoon as they take over Pastimes Grandview and Grandview Yard. They'll be there from 2 to 6 p.m. and have a mini hoops basketball challenge that'll give you a shot at a Vegas trip and $10,000.
Brackets are out, and now it's time to win some cash. Enter the Fan and 10 TV Bracket Challenge for your chance to win $1,000.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew, Ohio bottled, Buckeye bold.
Compete against your favorite fan and 10 TV personalities and compete against the ones you hate, too. Registration closes at noon on Thursday, so don't wait till the final buzzer. Head to 971thefan.com for all the fun. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards scoring courtside seats for your favorite team. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can score courtside seats. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but courtside seats can be astronomical. Maybe if your team plays in a smaller market, you could swing it. Even still, it's unlikely. Maybe fourth row, which are still incredible seats that you'll enjoy greatly. Savings possible. Courtside, long shot. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Progressive cannot guarantee that someone really tall will not sit in front of you at the game, rendering your excellent seats just okay.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here, 8 o'clock this morning, Anthony Schlegel, he's going to join us.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Hey, speaking of Schleg, Sharky, what's got him juiced today?
Like that little green guy from SpongeBob SquarePants where he goes in there to SpongeBob's brain trying to find...
Listen, we don't watch SpongeBob at our house, Schlegs.
I'm just... Well, he's trying to find the secret recipe for the Krabby Patty. I mean, it's just real talk.
I give a lot of credit to Plankton. Attitude and effort. He's an attitude effort guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You also don't know what Young's Dairy is, so.
I'm like Bob. I don't know. We don't talk about SpongeBob at our house.
Have you, first of all, before we hear from you, Shark, have you ever heard of Young's Dairy in Yellow Springs?
I have not.
Okay, never mind.
Thank you, Bob.
Go ahead.
I was chastised yesterday by Michael and Beamer because I'd never heard of it.
Yeah, I think I over-regarded it in my own mind then.
1 week ago tonight, the Blue Jackets suffered a 5-3 loss at New Jersey. Columbus's third goal in that game was scored by Matthew, or as Beamer says, Mathieu Olivier.
That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, he's Americanized now.
I know.
He just goes by Matt.
When he's on the show, I say Matthew.
I know.
Matthew.
You say Matthew.
Well,
he says Matthew.
Jean-Luc calls him Matthew, so I don't know.
Jean-Luc is French.
No,
Canadian.
he's American.
He's both. Anyway, that came at the 10:29 mark of the third period, all right, a week ago. 9:31 left in the game. Then there were 2 shutout losses that followed. Last night, the Jackets were shut out in the first 2 periods against the Devils. Finally, at the 13:24 mark of the third, Bobby Mack.
Plays the puck to Matthew Olivier. Bounce it off the board. Zach Aston-Reese to the middle. Olivier's there! And he scores! Matthew Olivier gets it by Jake Allen. The shutout streak is over. The Blue Jackets are on the board, and they're trailing 2-1.
You notice Bob McElligott called him Matthew. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to go with Bob over Beam.
Yeah, I would too.
Anyway, if you do the math, the Blue Jackets went 182 minutes, 55 seconds between goals. Both goals by Matthew Olivier. That doesn't really have me juiced that they went that long without.
Well, the streak is over, though, so that's good.
Bobby Mack's call did have me juiced. And as long as we're playing highlights, I know it's only spring training. Don't come at me, Bob. But the Guardians blanked the Reds 3-0 last night in Goodyear, Arizona. I got to watch that on the MLB Network. This is my old neighbor from Ashland, Matt Underwood, with the call.
2-1 the count. Santana sucks one up the alley and left center field. That's going to get Lane Thomas around third. He's bearing down on Stephen Kwan, who has just scored. Lane Thomas will cross home plate as well. 2-run double by Carlos Santana.
They have a microphone in the bat?
I don't know.
That was loud.
Pretty loud. Always good to beat the Reds. And by the way, the Fan is your Central Ohio home of the Cincinnati Reds. Bob, what has you juiced?
Oh, goodness. Getting back here, Shark, getting a chance to see you for one more day.
You look so good.
Well, you never know how many days you got,
I
Shark.
thought maybe you would be at Roosters last night with Austin, and I'd have a little lunch today, but apparently you didn't get back in time.
Well, it wasn't last night. Well, maybe they switched it because of practice. Didn't get a chance to get back in time. A little travel stuff going on. Weather wasn't always the greatest, so with that, it doesn't always work out. But it was a good time. I got a chance to celebrate my 17th wedding anniversary to my lovely wife.
That's awesome.
On the 15th. And then yesterday, St. Patty's Day, is my daughter McLean's 14th birthday. So a big happy birthday to her. That's got me juiced in a very positive way. And then getting a chance to spend some time in the sun down there was nice. But it is great to be back. I've traveled far too much here over the last 7 weeks. Really about over the last, I don't know.
2 months. 3 months.
3 months. Whenever Ohio State left to go to Dallas. Because since then, it's been travel a lot. And
you got a lot of airline miles.
Yep. I enjoy being back here, though. I like being back in my routine. And sometimes you change the routine, you break it up. But I've been doing this now for almost 5 years. I've enjoyed every second of it, Shark, so I just try to savor it because you never know how long it's going to last. What's got you juiced, Beam?
What's got me juiced? I agree with everything with you just said. Fully on board with that sentiment. What's got me fired up? Yesterday was a pretty beautiful day outside. I mean, it was a little bit chilly, but that's all right. I mean, we're from Ohio. Tough when it comes to 40-degree weather. Like, it was awesome. So yesterday, Meredith gets home pretty early, like 3:20-ish, 3:30. I'm like, what'd you do? Just leave right after school? Like, yeah, gone. William wanted to go outside yesterday. We did have our big 2-year checkup yesterday, and I was super pumped. So he's still he's 99 percentile on the head side. We're 97 percentile on the weight. I'm like, well, those really haven't changed, but I was going to be interested to see his height because he was always.
You got him fasting going into it too.
He was. I know he was really trimmed down. Put a pin in that because on Friday afternoon when he was dealing with his bouts of stomach sickness and the stomach bug, I mean, we were shedding a lot of weight this past week. Like, all he was eating was like bananas and pasta, and not even really pasta, just bread, like basically bread and bananas.
Like a duck.
That was it. Like, no dairy. One of his favorite foods is cheese. Who isn't? And on Friday afternoon, he just had a total meltdown. Shark. He was like hugging his high chair. Like right, close to our dining room table. He's like hugging his high chair and he's crying and he's just saying, "I want sushi." I'm like, dude, you can't. We can't get you sushi right now. Like, I don't know if that would be the best thing for you. I'm like, it is just rice and fish, but I'm not sure how that would interact with you. So we're gonna hold off to the sushi until maybe this week. We're just having a total breakdown. So, anyways, we go to the doctor yesterday, and I was interested to see because he was always small on the height percentile, like really pretty small. But I've been noticing he's been able to reach up on the kitchen counter and grab just about everything now. So we have to put everything away and in its spot. And they did the height thing, put him on the like the backboard where they pushed the thing up against his feet yesterday, and they crunched the numbers. And we've gone up from like the 35th percentile in height all the way up to 75th. I'm like, that was a pretty solid jump for you in the last 6 months.
How tall is he?
30, like 5.5 inches. So he's nearly 3 feet tall.
My mother always told me, measure your height on your second birthday and double it. That's how tall you're going to be.
So that's not completely accurate. But
I don't think it is. It's, a mother's wife. What do you call a wives' tale?
Old wives' tale.
Yeah, that's what. So he had a big percentage jump, which was nice. That was good. And then yesterday afternoon, we went to a park. Hung out there. It's a beautiful day, and he's decided that he wants to be a climber now. It was a little stressful. I'm not going to lie to you. He was about 8 feet off the ground.
Ooh.
I'm underneath of him as he's crawling up this man-made object. He's putting one foot in front of the other. I'm like, one slip here, like, Dad's got to be ready to rock to be able to catch you. But he did navigate it, and then he saw the big kids going down the slide head first. And he decided that he was going to go down head first. So apparently the fear of slides is now gone. So I was all fired up yesterday, man. I had a fantastic day. Very juiced to see some sunshine, and I think we're going to get it for the next couple of days as well. Schlegs, he talks a little Major League and Buckeye football with us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, just one crash clearing out on 71 southbound. This is just past Main Street. Crews working to clear that up right now, and a little bit of a slowdown as you come into downtown. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and it is my time of year. And when it comes to college basketball and March Mania, you got to expect one thing: the unexpected. Buzzer beaters, upsets, last-second miracles, blue bloods being toppled. It's all going to happen, so bet the unexpected. Every upset every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. First time, here's something special. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971. And new customers get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Every great team needs a playmaker, a secret weapon, an MVP, like Caster Connection. Our industrial casters and wheels give your business the ultimate assist, improving mobility, efficiency, and safety. Whether you're moving carts, racks, or heavy equipment, we set you up for the win. Don't get benched by bad wheels. Go to casterconnection.com to shop online or to work with our industry-leading caster solution specialists. Caster Connection keeps your business in motion.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get mulch ready for the season. Now through April 5th, get 5 bags of red, black, or brown mulch for just $10.95. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your yard with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on Unlimited Welcome for just $25 a line per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And listeners, they're always asking me about QC Kinetics treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. Well, if you're wondering if you could be a good candidate, let's say the answer is yes to any of these questions. First, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain? Knees, hips, back, shoulders, other joints, trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Next, do you want to avoid surgery? Because I didn't want to deal with it. And all of the pain and the long recovery and the uncertain time that comes with it. Here's the best part. Most importantly, do you miss doing things you love because the joint pain is holding you back? whether that's walking, jogging, hanging out with loved ones. If you answered yes to any of those, I bet you're a great candidate, so do not wait. Call QC Kinetics right now and ask for their free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. They're located in Dublin, Gahanna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Blue Jackets pelted New Jersey goalie Jake Allen with 24 shots on goal in the third period. Allen stopped 23 of them to preserve the Devils' 2-1 victory in Columbus. Allen recorded the highest third-period save total in franchise history. He finished the game with a total of 45 saves, the only blemish being a Matthew Olivier goal with 6.5 minutes left in the game. That's 4 straight losses for the Jackets, 6 in the last 7 games. Spring football practice began for Ohio State yesterday. The Buckeyes lost 30 lettermen from their national championship team, either to graduation, the NFL, or the transfer portal. So there are only 35 returning lettermen. Starting spring practice, there are 27 new players on the roster, 21 freshmen and 6 from the transfer portal. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's great to have goals. It's even better to have experts to help you attain those goals. Experts in weight loss, awaken180weightloss.com.
If you make a wise crack about Dayton Pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Tuesday. Coming up momentarily, we'll check in with Schlegel. And at 8:30 this morning, Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Sharky just explained there in the update. Devils 2, Jackets 1. Had the hyphenator Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre on in the 7 o'clock hour. And, by the way, you can always go back and listen to that on the podcast. The Morning Juice podcast is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100. Back at home Thursday against the Panthers. Got to get some points out of this. It's not an easy task against them, but that's what you got coming up here tonight. You got the NCAA tournament first 4 beginning in Dayton. St. Francis out of PA against Alabama State at 6:40, and then North Carolina against San Diego State at 9:10. 8 o'clock will be a join in progress for us to go catch the late second half of St. Francis and Alabama State, the battle of the 16 seeds, and then you'll catch the entire North Carolina-San Diego State game. Again, that's coming up 8 o'clock this evening on The Fan. And the Cavs at the Clippers at 10:30. It is 8 o'clock. It is a Tuesday. Time to check with our great friend Anthony Schlegel.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Every single Tuesday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Checking with our guy. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's happening?
Oh, it's crapping in Columbus, Ohio. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. Just, youngest son was thrown up, got like a bug going around, I guess. And so you had to adjust with poise, and God bless my wife. And, yeah, bumpy. But I will say this. I actually thought of Shark the other night, not in a provocative way, but in a reminiscing way, because I appreciate him. But my son, you know, I'm in Florida. I'm not here for a long time, so it's, you know, I'm just pouring into him as much as I possibly can. And I'm like, let's watch some movies. Like, okay. And he picks up, like, what do you want to watch? Like, let's watch Major League. I said, 100%. Let's go. So, and then we actually watched the first episode of Eastbound and Down. So that was even
That's a little different.
Better.
That's a little different than Major League.
Yeah, it was a little bit more vulgar than I thought it was going to be. But still, nonetheless, it was fantastic. Just good times. Anyways, what's crapping in that? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
So in the Major League front, my dad, so they moved down from Cleveland here to Powell probably last year ago at this point. And anyways, my dad has a bunch of, you know, different like trinkets and stuff in his house. And William, the first time that we took him over there, my dad got out his little Jobu statue. He's got a statue of Jobu, you know, up at the house. And so we were there this past weekend, and the whole ride over in the car, it probably takes 20 minutes to get up to their house from our house. The whole ride, we're going to Dee Dee's and we're going to Pop Pops. And the whole way over there, Schlegs, he goes, gonna see Jobu? Gonna see Jobu? Jobu?
That's it.
We
That's
got there.
amazing.
Yeah, we got there. My dad got Jobu down. Hi, Jobu. Hi, Jobu. Jobu rum. So, yeah, even though he hasn't seen Major League, Willie's a big Jobu guy.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And honestly, guys, why can't we just go back to being the Indians? I'm just telling you. It was so good. The Guardians just isn't doing it for me. Sorry to say that. Anyways, that's awesome. I love it. That's what it's about, man. Making memories.
It is for sure. How is young Samwise feeling here this morning? Because we were also dealing with that with Willie last week, and both ends, and it can lend itself to being an absolute mess.
I don't know. He's still sleeping.
Okay, good.
So he's probably fine. He'll probably be good. It'll probably be an hour, 1 day type of deal. Just praying that nobody else gets it. I gotta fly out. I gotta fly out to Portland, Maine.
Ooh.
I thought Portland was in Oregon.
I think there's two of them.
They got 2 of them. I know. And they're big cities.
You ever been to Portland, Maine before?
No, I've never been to Maine, period, dot.
You'll love it.
Never been. I've been going up there just for like a day, for an in and an out. Kind of cool. I'm visiting this company that does sports science stuff. They do force plates. But anyways, like a couple months ago, they bought my product, and I knew who they were because I used their force plates when I was in the NFL. And I'm like, hey, what are you guys trying to do? He's like, man, we got some interest from some NFL teams that want to put technology on your pad. So we're going to, we're thinking about doing it, or if we even can. And I'm like, dude, let's talk shop. And so they did. They took it to the NFL Combine, beta tested it. People freaking loved it. So I'm going to go up there and we're going to talk some shop.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congrats on that. Looking forward to hearing the adventures maybe next week of when you get back. Hopefully it works out for you. Are you guys a big bracket household? We obviously have the NCAA tournament going on, first 4 tonight, beginning in Dayton. Are you your bracket household?
I don't give 2 craps. I don't give Buckeyes aren't in it. Buckeyes aren't in it because the North Carolina guy who's like on the committee who gets another $100,000 because they make the playoffs was on there, and he gets now another month's salary because North Carolina made it and there's 5 other teams that should have made it before them. No, I ain't watching it. I don't really care. I don't even think I'll watch one game.
It's pretty impressive not to watch just a single game or catch any parts of any game.
I don't want to watch any of the games. I mean, I might because I have an 18-year-old, so him and his boys. You know what, though? No, I'm going to Portland, Maine. I mean, I might catch it on a flight, right, if the games are really good. I would say this, like, I like watching March Madness over professional basketball, but then there's something good about, like, the NBA. Once the finals get there and the playoffs get there in the NBA, that game just turns up to another level, which is fun to watch. But I'd rather watch college basketball than anything else, but I don't know. I'm not a real big basketball guy. I will say this, though. Freaking Cleveland Cavaliers, team, baby. They're a team. I like it. I like what they're doing up there in the land.
Sharks already guaranteed a championship on this show. He guaranteed it.
Bro, I tell you what, man, like, of all of them that are out there that are contenders, like, those guys play as a team. More so than anybody else, I think. I don't know. It's hard watching NBA basketball, just isolation, one-off. Like, it's just...
93 is a game.
It's why I can't stand, AAU stuff. Like, I don't know. But I'm old. Like, the game has changed. So it's like, all right, get with the times. Get with the times, Hoosier. Like, you over there hoping back in those type of buildings where they pass the ball. The fastest way to move the basketball is with the pass, Yeah, anyways, yeah. And then boxing out the gym. Like, I like all that kind of stuff, but whatever.
You can be a rebounding coach. It's good. We check in with Anthony Schlegel here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Schlegs, Buckeyes began spring ball yesterday. You've been a part of that program, obviously, as a player, through a coach. You have been through it. Evolution of young guys in this program, going through their first spring, through guys who are coming into their senior season or final season at Ohio State. What are you kind of looking for in this first week as the Buckeyes get going in their first iteration of spring football for this 2025 season?
Yeah, it's completely different because we didn't have the two practice ooze in. So one, it's different for the coaches because, coaches and players, but like how you practice, beforehand you came right off of winter conditioning right into those first 2 days. You knew exactly how the dudes were. Now you got to take into consideration travel, not having ran for the week. Because, the last thing you want to do is, get somebody hurt or whatever. But, so you have to take that into consideration, man. That's being responsible. But, and you only got 4 weeks now. Before you got 5, right? That was why you did the 1 week before. It was kind of like, hey, we're going to do that 1 week. They ain't going to want to do anything over spring break. Then they're going to get them back. Now it's like you got spring break, and then we only got 4 weeks of really putting 6 pounds of whatever in the 3-pound bag. And so here we go. Buckle up, Buttercup. But I would say this. There's 2 things. It's the veteran, older guys finding their authentic voice. We had OG on the Bobby Carpenter show.
Watched it. Guys did a great job with him. He's fantastic.
He was fantastic, man. And he wants dudes to be themselves, right? And promote the individuality while also being part of the team. And it's really just being authentically yourself. So now, defensively, the Sonny, the Caleb, and then you got guys that never played before that are leaders, but where is their voice going to be in a KJ, in a Curry, right? An IGB, right? Jermaine. You get even young guys too, because remember, leadership has no age, man. It's just being a leader. But you first got to be a leader through your actions. But again, it's all that culminating. So older guys finding that voice, my opinion, number 1. Number 2, it's what Lathan talked about when we did our show with him, and that was making your presence felt. Right? You might not know everything. You're battling for position. You're not going to be perfect. But, did we feel your presence at practice? Whether you're a quarterback, you're an offensive lineman, you're a D lineman, you're a secondary guy, you're a linebacker, did people notice you and feel you at practice? That's what he was I want to be felt every day. They knew they were getting attitude, effort, and physicality on a daily basis. I might not know everything, but that's how I'm going to do it, and you're going to feel me. I'm that's fantastic. That's great advice to a younger guy, right? Make them feel you. So, because again, you're not going to get lots of tackles every time. The ball's not going to come to you all the time. But can you make your presence felt on a daily basis by just doing your job? And that was great advice. So that's what you're excited to see. And then you got freaking pro day coming, right? Yeah. So this is a great time to be a former Buckeye, great time to be a current Buckeye, because there's a lot going on and a lot of hype around the program. And guys, we had 15 guys that were invited to Combine. Josh Fryer should have been invited. That was a travesty. He could go. He started for a long time here. But you got potentially 16 dudes being drafted at The Ohio State University. It's going to be fantastic. And all those guys are going to be here watching Pro Day. They're all going to be watching spring football. And, that's the other thing that Ohio State gets you. This Pro Day is going to be like our Pro Day back in 2005, man. It's going to be epic.
Schlegs, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Hopefully Sam feels better throughout the week, buddy. Have a great one. Enjoy Portland, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, sounds good. Attack and dominate. Go Bucks v. Cancer, Columbus.
There he goes, Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Ohio State, coming off the national championship, won't win a single game this season, at least not at this juncture, according to Ryan Day. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching heavy delays coming in from the west side. There's a crash near Hilliard Rome Road on I-70 eastbound that has the left lanes blocked off. Expect delays as you come into 270. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Confidence is key this March, both in picking the right Cinderella teams for your bracket and the right contractor for your exterior project. When it comes to your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call the team you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call 614-NEW-ROOF today or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once with over 50 feet of video wall and more than 30 TVs. Endless chances to win big. Show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings or create your perfect bracket for a shot at Penn Cash. Enjoy food and bucket specials all tournament long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table now at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Are you feeling tired, slower, or achier than you used to? You might think it's just age, but it could be low testosterone. At Columbus Men's Clinic, they've helped thousands of men who didn't realize their symptoms were caused by declining testosterone levels, a problem that's becoming a new norm in American men. Columbus Men's Clinic refuses to accept this new normal. They're committed to restoring testosterone to healthy levels so you can feel like yourself again, whether at home, in the gym, at work, or in the bedroom. For years, their medical provider has delivered testosterone therapy tailored to each man's needs. No one-size-fits-all solutions, just real science-backed results delivered by discreet local experts. Imagine more energy, sharper focus, and newfound confidence. A same-day testosterone check and consultation is just $99. Call 614-300-7400 or visit ColumbusMen'sClinic.com today. Your prime years aren't over. They're just waiting to be unleashed. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey, Ohio State fans. While others cut corners, like that team up north, Valvoline Instant Oil Change is Buckeye-level quality. We train hard and treat every day like game day. We're always quick, but never rushed. And you can stay in your car while our experts do the work. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit valvoline.com/Buckeyes to find your nearest location and access exclusive fan savings.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Find everyday savings and bargains on produce, meat, and more. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting long-term lower prices. With our weekly sales, deals for days promotions, and My Perks loyalty program, Giant Eagle helps make the most out of every shopping trip. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle and Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Your boy Burt Kreischer is back.
Woo! I'm back, baby!
And he's giving you permission to party. So grab a friend and meet him in Columbus at the Schottenstein Center.
Done, son.
Get tickets now at BurtBurtBurt.com.
The Jackets are back at Nationwide for a battle with the Panthers. Live fan coverage starts Friday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Your home for Blue Jackets hockey, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hi, the Scott Antique Markets are back again at the Ohio Expo Center, featuring hundreds of vendors with collectibles and merchandise from all over the world. The market is one weekend monthly, November through March. Build your family heirlooms. You can find everything that gets old. Just take I-71 to exit 111 to enjoy America's favorite treasure hunt. Visit thescottantiquemarket.com for more information. Come join us at the Ohio Expo Center for the Scott Antique Markets. It's huge. It's the Scott Antique Markets this weekend.
Springtime is here, and you know what that means. It's time for mulch madness. Did you know that too much mulch is bad for trees and shrubs? 2 inches of mulch is plenty. Any more and you risk causing roots to grow up and around trunks, which increases unhealthy stress, shortens tree life, and even keeps moisture from getting down to tree roots. To find out more about mulch madness or to find a certified arborist near you, visit treesforohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Beautiful out there today. Highs right around 70. Tonight, partly cloudy, low around 50. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 71. Showers are on the way for Wednesday night. And on the first day of spring, expect scattered showers with a high of 50. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here, 8:30 this morning, Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program. Before we get into some Buckeye talk.
Oh, you hear the sound. You know what day it is. You know what time it is. It means it's either 7:15 or 8:15 on a Tuesday. And it's Roosters time because it's an appetizer Tuesday, and the featured appetizer is $3 all day long. Today's featured appetizer, it's perfect for just after St. Patty's Day. They're crispy. They're delicious. They're the potato wedges smothered in delicious spicy nacho cheese covered with bacon bits, the cheesy bacon wedge. It's here from Roosters. It's $3 all day long. And now, Beam, if you can answer this following question, playing That's What He Said, you can get a $50 gift card to Roosters as well.
614-821-9710. That's the phone number. Get into Shark. You'll be walking away with a $50 gift card to our good friends over at Roosters. What is the job title of a man who is named Patrick Morrissey? What does he do for a living? 614-821-9710. That's the phone number. Get it into Shark. You're walking away with a $50 gift card to our friends over at Roosters. I hadn't heard of that guy before yesterday. You hadn't heard of that guy before yesterday. Shark did because he's very smart. What does he do for a living? And why, not even why is he important, but why were we listening to any Patrick Morrissey a little bit earlier on? Get into Shark. You're walking away with a $50 gift card to our good friends over at Roosters. Day number 1 in the books of spring practice yesterday. Thought this was the best answer from Ryan Day coming out of the whole thing yesterday. The evaluation of the quarterbacks. Got a 3-headed race in there. You got Julian Sand, you got Lincoln Keenholz, you got Tavian St. Clair coming in as a true freshman. And I'll just let Ryan answer this question. How was it looking on day 1?
Yeah, I mean, I'm never happy coming out of the first day. So, and it's funny, I actually had a chance to go and visit some different schools with my son, and I didn't watch any practices. I just kind of took myself out of those situations and let my son do it. But after talking to the coaches, like after day 2 or day 3, I'm like, you feel like you're not going to win a game, right? Is that typically how it goes the first 2 or 3 days of practice? Like, thank God he told me that, because I just literally walked off the field thinking we will not win a game all season. So the first few days of spring practice are always brutal when it comes to that, especially with quarterbacks, because that's what I'm always watching. But no, it wasn't that bad. It was good. It was just mostly on air today. We just wanted to get guys moving. We didn't do a lot of what we call variable work, where we're going against somebody else. It was mostly just, kind of get moving, just teach the young guys how to go, and then we'll get going on Wednesday on decision making. But they're all talented. The ball comes out of their hand well. They're all good athletes. So a lot to be determined.
We are not going to win a game this year. We go from winning the national championship to we stink. I think that's with anything, Bob, whether it's youth sports, whether it's JV, varsity, first time practicing against air. Like, what happened from where we were at 2 months ago? Quarterbacks, running backs, offensive line, any position through any sports. What have you done in the last 2 months to make you look like you've forgotten how to play the game?
It's all because you finish up and you're finally the tuned product, and each week you're just kind of polishing some stuff and you're preparing for game and game prep. And that's why I said the freshmen that came in that were traveling, they got a misrepresentation of what college football is. Like, you're preparing end of season. The physicality in practice isn't really there. Guys are just you're trying to get guys to game day, get them there healthy, so they're feeling good so they can go play. Whereas now, I mean, all those guys are gone. You're starting at the bottom, and so you're building a foundation now. You're building again. And so, yeah, it's a much different paradigm than what you were living in. And Ryan's looking around like, Will Howard ain't out here. You've got 2 guys who have never really played a whole lot of college football. Defensively, you've got a lot of young guys. On the offense, both your running backs, who you could just probably talk to and tell stuff to. Like, you have 2 younger guys. One guy's first year in Donaldson in the program, and James Peoples, like, he's good, very talented player, but he hasn't played much. And so you've got to kind of figure this all out and make sure you're communicating well, and I'm sure you're making some mistakes along the way.
And here was Ryan Day kind of echoing that sentiment, Bob, about some of the familiar faces who have been around this program for a long time, going off to the NFL draft right now, getting prepped, coming back for pro day, just not being around the program right now, and what that's like for him.
Every year that happens, though, that you think about, and that's a great thing about being in Ohio State is, we get such great impact players, and, once spring starts, you have to, restart and look at it differently. But it started with mat drills. We've had 2 really good mat drills, and in those mat drills, we didn't have some of those same guys out there, but that's part of the process. And it's a great opportunity for guys to step up, and now we're on to the next year now, and doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it's a different group of guys, and all these guys are going to have to step up in a big way. So just getting started, but it is a transition for sure.
It's got to be 30 players gone, 30 of them who have been here for 3, 4, 5 years.
There's a lot of NFL guys in that mix. And a lot of guys who weren't just leaving, but guys who had started for multiple seasons.
A lot of players like that.
A lot of 3-year starters in that mix, and guys that even played some as freshmen. So you're talking about losing guys who were comfortable, who understood it, who had been in the situations, who had been through the good, been through the bad, understand how to start practice, what the expectations are. When practice isn't going good enough, that they say something as opposed to waiting for a coach to say something. So all that different stuff. I mean, yeah, that's all right there, and it's a unique position to be in. But when you go all in and your guys are all in on it with you, and everyone comes back, you're going to have a purging, and now you've got to restart from the beginning and start anew.
All right, what everyone is looking forward to, the process of developing and naming a starting quarterback. What does that look like? I feel like we go through this every year. Here's Ryan Day talking about that evolution, that process.
Just understanding that the process is going to be a battle, but you have to make sure when you walk in that building every day that you're prepared. You also have to throw it out there and make sure that you understand you're going to fail, but that you have to learn quickly. And if you're continually making the same mistakes over and over again, it's going to take longer to get to where you want to be and win the job. And then as we start getting closer to, we talk about the preseason, where I got to take care of the football. I got to do really well on third down. I got to win in the red zone. And then everybody's different. Every quarterback's different. Will was a lot different than CJ. CJ was a lot different than Dwayne. Dwayne was different than Justin. Everyone's different. And so these quarterbacks are different as well. Different size, different makeup, different skill sets. So the number one job, though, for the quarterback is to be the hardest working guy in the building. There shouldn't be any question. If someone says, who's the hardest working guy, it should be the quarterback. If it's somebody else, that's a problem. Because they should be the first one in the building and the last one to leave. And then they have to be tough. If it's 4th and 2 against Texas, we got to find a way to get 3 yards. That's the bottom line. And those guys understand that. They know it. Mick reinforces it in the weight room daily. But those are some of the things that we talk about at quarterback.
No other expectations other than that. Just be the hardest working dude in the room.
That's
First in, last out.
That's it.
Tough son of a gun.
You've got to be that. You've got to be the guy that's selfless. And I always look back, I remember watching Devin Brown do this, and, CJ do it, guys walking around at the end of practice or at the end of lifting, even in the winter. And this is when it all starts. And the idea, you hear Schlegel talk about a lot of people, the servant leadership, and, guys are walking around and they're picking up sweat towels, off the weight room floor, and just guys that have left them hanging around. And so you have your veterans, some of your seniors and leaders going and doing that stuff. And so everyone else is, showering, doing all that. You spend an extra 5-10 minutes walking through, and, when you have people in the NFL that would do that, they'd be wearing gloves. These guys are picking up, you go wash your hands afterwards, but it's a gross kind of nasty thing to do. But
nobody sees that. Nobody's going to get praised for that.
That's the leadership. And when I'd see those guys, that's impressive. Yeah. That's the impressive stuff that you're doing. Take an extra 5-10 minutes out of your day to serve your teammates, and they're very rarely going to thank you for it, but that's how you earn their respect, is by going above and beyond. And it's a first in, it's a last out. It's what job does nobody else want to do? Well, then I'll go do that myself, and I'll be the guy that does it.
Congratulations to Brad from Plain City. He's the winner of the $50 Roosters gift card. What job profession does Patrick Morrissey have?
That's a great question, Ben.
I even forgot about it. He's the governor of West Virginia.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Who has a massive problem with the NCAA and snubbing West Virginia for the Tar Heels. Go Aztecs tonight. Hey, attention Ohio sports fans. Ready to turn your passion into serious action? Well, Prime Sportsbook Ohio is bringing you a massive welcome deposit match offer. Here's the deal. You can deposit up to $400. That's right, $400, and Prime Sportsbook will match your deposit 100%. That's up to $400 in bonus bet. But wait, here's the best part. You can use your bonus bets at any time, Bob. They're valid for an entire year. One whole year, your bonus bets are valid. I know you got to love that.
All you got to do is place wagers equal to your deposit and bonus amounts before withdrawing. Don't miss out. This offer is for first-time deposits only and can expire at any time. So hurry and download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit primesportsbook.com to get started for betting reduced juice today. It literally costs you less to bet with Prime Sports Ohio. Want to bet? Download Prime Sports Ohio today. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older. And present Ohio gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Uncle Beau, he joins us coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We're still watching pretty big delays on I-70 eastbound on the west side. We've got the left lanes blocked off in those eastbound lanes right around Hilliard Rome Road. Expect to be slow moving as you're coming into 270. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Basketball from noon to midnight. Scotty Vegas here, and we're throwing a Vegas-style basketball party at Hollywood Casino at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. I even went out to Vegas to scout out how to throw this party. Tough assignment. The Fan is doing 24 hours of watch parties. The opening weekend of the tournament, there'll be custom T-shirts, Pop-A-Shot, horse games. Oh, and don't miss a game with a 50-foot video wall. Reserve your spot at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
It's Tuesday. It is 8:30. It's time to check in with our favorite uncle.
Beau knows bourbon. Beau knows fashion. Beau knows horseback riding. But most importantly, Beau knows Browns.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery, home of the best blended whiskey in America. Grab a bottle or dine in at their 3 restaurant locations, Grandview, Gahanna, and now in Westerville. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
Hey, quickly off the top, Unc, do you know the governor of Montana?
Is it Greg Giaforte?
Look at you go.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, you nailed it. We were having a conversation a little bit earlier on. We're talking about the governor of West Virginia, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I think I asked, Shark asked, do you think Beau knows the governor of Montana? I said, good news for you. We'll ask him because we have him on the show.
Yeah. You got to keep an eye on things. It's funny. I keep a little bit of an eye on Montana politics, and then I also keep an eye on like the high school football championship brackets and the high school basketball brackets. And inevitably, teams or kids that I played against, their kids are now coming up. And it's the same teams. It's like the same teams that were good when I was a kid there are the same teams that are good now. And it's the same last names. It's wild how it's such a small state in that sense.
It's pretty amazing, man. It's and it is true. It's sad when you're the names of the people that were your contemporaries and their kids, because that's where I'm at now. And my kids will play against my friends' kids and everything else. And it's just, it's a wild, wild experience. With everything going on. We've got free agency kind of coming to an end here, I guess, or slowing down really from the initial first and second waves. Kind of your big takeaways from that, and it's a big sigh right there, Beau, so I don't know how I should feel about this answer.
Well, look, I think from a Browns perspective, Andrew Berry said it at the Combine that they're in a bit of a transition phase, right? And coming off of what they thought was going to be a run at it all with Deshaun, and they want to retool and reshift as quickly as possible back to being an ultra-competitive football team. The only way to really do that at the highest level is to land a quarterback at 2. They should know these 2 quarterbacks better than anybody if that is the case, and you like one even slightly more than the other, then go to 1. And get the guy. They can't do a whole lot in free agency is the reality of it. The compensation for Miles, the compensation for Deshaun is so steep that in order to just field a roster, it's very, very difficult. So I understand the Kenny Pickett deal in the sense that this is a guy a couple of years ago was a first-round pick. In Stefanski's system, is he someone who's capable enough to run it in a pinch? Yeah, probably. 15-10 as a starter. We all know the limitations that he has. I'm guessing they'll add another veteran to the room. I think it'll be my hunch is they were probably in on Daniel Jones and maybe hoping that would be the guy. But I think the price got too much. I mean, he got $17 million, Bob.
Yeah.
So like what we had over the course of this in free agency, I guess, big picture is a return to the middle class of the NFL. There aren't too many teams that are just flat out tanking heading into next year. And a year ago at this time, you probably would have said there were 4 or 5 teams who aren't really trying very hard. Well, I don't think that's the case anymore. I think it's kind of a rebirth of the middle class in the NFL. And the reality is that you want your fans to have something to root for to go to the building in December. And my hunch is that's how Justin got $30 million guaranteed and $20 million a year, and Dan Jones got upwards of 17. You think of the contract that Baker signed, the Sam Darnold contract. Like, the middle's okay. It's not winning it, but it's better than being at the bottom. Is kind of the feeling I'm getting around the league.
Was the Russ stuff ever in play with them, or I should say, still in play?
My hunch, Beam, was that was kind of a blind date.
Yeah,
we don't know you, you don't know us. Would this be kind of a fit? It just seems to me like everyone's waiting on Aaron. It seems like Aaron would want to go to Minnesota. I don't know if Minnesota wants him. So then he's going to probably decide, does he want to play at all? Does he want to play for the Giants? Does he want to play for the Steelers? If the answer to that, then that answer will set off a chain of events that leads Russ to go to the opposite one. And then we'll see what happens from there. But that's my hunch on how this thing goes.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Do you think you talked about this, Beau, in drafting these quarterbacks? I mean, sometimes there's just not a guy in the draft. Like, they're going to get drafted high, and there's years where you look and there's 4 and 5 guys sometimes taken in the top 30 or 40 picks, and none of them end up being all that great.
For sure, but you could probably play that game with every position. It's just magnified by quarterback. When you make a mistake at quarterback, it ends up a name on a jersey that's got 25 names on it. When you make a mistake at left tackle, like they did with Jed Wills, who was the number 10 pick in the draft, it comes and it goes and nobody says anything. And I think that's something for Browns fans. There's this fear of the embarrassment of missing on a quarterback. But they've only taken 2 in the last 25 years in the top 5. They've only taken 2. I think they've only taken 2 in the top 10. Bake and Tim Couch. That's it. So everybody else fell, and then they tried to make it work. You're sitting there at 2. I don't know if Shedeur Sanders is a sure thing. I don't know if Cam Ward's a sure thing. Bob, I don't know if Abdul Carter is.
Yeah.
Like, do you? I don't know. I don't know if Travis Hunter can do this at this level. Like, he's really good at Colorado, but is he really going to, is an NFL team really going to let him play both ways, upwards of 70 snaps? That seems unrealistic to me. So I guess my point is there are no sure things. The one thing that I know for sure is if you do not have an elite quarterback, you cannot win in this league. That's just it. There's no way. We're long past the days of, Trent Dilfer and a dominant Ravens team winning a Super Bowl. Like, you got to score points. So my hunch is that's
leading the Bears to the Super Bowl.
Gone. My God Almighty, what a time! You imagine, like, we thought you had a chance.
Yeah,
I was still really dialed into the Bears
Peyton
at that
Manning
time. They were like, oh God, I don't know. Urlacher can make some plays. Briggs is out there making some plays. Maybe Devin can take a couple back. Then he took the first one back. He took the first one back. Oh my God, they got a chance. And then you go, oh, but the other team has Peyton Manning.
That's right. No, that game's dead before it even gets underway. Except it's not, because Devin has to ran back the opening kickoff to the Super Bowl. How many brackets has each boy filled out right now? Like, what does your house look like as scattered paper wise?
It's amazing how much we love a bracket, isn't it? We just love it. I give credit to the NCAA. It's like the one thing I think they've done in their lives that is positive, which is come up with these brackets. Everything else has been a disaster. But yeah, they can't wait. They're locked it in. I'm a big one bracket guy.
Me too.
I fill out one same way. I mean, I fill it out right after it's over. It's amazing to me how much I've lost touch of college basketball other than Ohio State and some of the Big Ten stuff that comes with it. I'm certainly aware of flag and the emergence of the SEC as a college football powerhouse. But just in terms of like watching it, men's college basketball, women's college basketball, men's especially for me, it's basically become a 3-week, I'm all in for 3 weeks. It's probably the best sporting event that we have in this country over 3 weeks. But it almost feels like the Kentucky Derby, like it's a one-off. Like, you pay attention for 3 weeks and the rest of the time you don't. And so my kids do, though. And I don't know, Bob, yours are older too. I'm sure young Billy the kid will get there, but they actually like college hoops more than NBA. They will seek out watching Kentucky and Kansas and Carolina. I had them all pick a blue blood just in case we missed the tournament, and that's turned out to be something we've had to do 3 years in a row. And so they'll watch those games. They're more into that than the NBA. So I don't know what that means for college basketball going forward, but that's how my kids feel about it.
It definitely is that way because I used to sit down and watch them all. My kids are a little more into it, and my son, they had a Maryland-Michigan game on like a week ago. I'm like, what are you guys doing? This is something that used to entertain me.
Yeah.
But the reality is, too, it's become so watered down. And I think, we had the West Virginia governor talking about everything else and the nonsense there. Right. But, I mean, it's not that he doesn't have a point in this. And I heard Dan Dockage talking about this. He's like, the people on the committee, he said, coaches are so petty and hold all these grudges against people. And I don't know if you ever get a truly objective opinion on some of these different teams. And it's like, all right, well, we'll just take Carolina because people will watch them on Tuesday night as opposed to maybe watching Ohio State, Indiana, or West Virginia.
Yeah, you know what? And all of that may be true, but like 68 teams are in this thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm not debating that.
I know you aren't. This is what I would say to the governor of West Virginia. 68 teams got in. So, like, you didn't get screwed. If your team's 69 or 70, like if you're Indiana, you're Ohio State. If you're Ohio State, don't lose 5 of your last 7. Mm-hmm. Like let's not be crying over not making a tournament because we are under 500 in league play. Like, come on. Like, they got in fine. It's a coin flip thing between them and you. Who cares? They're not doing anything, neither are you. You wouldn't have done anything either. You would have went to Dayton, you would have got beat, and then that's it. So you would have got one more game. I do think one thing that was really fascinating was how there was no calculation for the NIT and especially this college basketball crown that these teams could not field rosters.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to play in Las Vegas at the end of April and early March? Yeah, sure. Oh, you mean the portal's open and you only have 3 kids on your roster?
Portal's open in 6 days. The tournament starts on the 28th. That doesn't make sense.
I'm sure Jake would like nothing more than to go play there, but how many kids do you think he really has on his roster right now that he knows?
Not enough.
6? Yeah. 5? I don't, everybody's open for business. It's true free agency, so who knows? I mean, you're turning over entire rosters, and they trying to throw a made-for-TV college basketball tournament in. Guys, only 2 Big Ten teams said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. That means, what, 10 said no?
Yeah.
8 said no. 2 said yes, 2 got in, 10. 8 said no. 8 of them. And they had the first bid in it, but they couldn't field teams.
Are you coming down here to watch Montana State and the Buckeyes Friday?
So it's crazy, dude, when that popped up.
I was the first person I thought of was you.
Yeah, that's a wild juxtaposition to see those two brands. This is going to be my first extended vacation since like last summer.
Nice.
And so we're going to Southern California flying on Thursday. So I won't be here, which sucks because it was crazy. As soon as I saw it, I looked on the Montana State roster to see like, are there any kids of buddies that I knew that made it? There were not. No names I recognize a lot of the towns, obviously, but pretty surreal to see that pop up on there and see, God, that's a worlds colliding moment that I never thought in my life I'd see.
Coming to Columbus, playing the Buckeyes, first round of the NCAA tournament.
5:00 Friday. Let's go.
Have fun with that.
Well, hey, but what you really want to have fun with is that travel out to Southern California. Enjoy that, because I know that you're a champion of all spring break travels.
Buddy, it's, you know how it is. I heard you just get, I know you've been dealing with it. You've been flying all over the place.
It was really windy the last couple of days, and
I know
that's an issue.
So we're direct to LA.
Ooh, all right.
So
that's not bad.
Going out, and so we're gonna do some time in like southern Orange County and that, and then we'll go over to the desert, and then I'm flying out of the desert, and we're doing red eye through Chicago. My feeling, you get full day. We're going to be tired. Let's roll the dice on red eye on the way home. So we'll see how that goes. My hunch is like next Friday morning at the Chicago airport, it's going to be, Dawn of the Dead situation for us. Like, I don't even, like Bootsy's, my guy tried, today they did, there's like dress like an animal on your shirt day. He wanted to be dressed like head to toe as Tigger. I said, I don't know that is what they mean by that. He's like, why? Like, I loved his spirit about it. Why? Why not? Like, dude, I think maybe that'll be a distraction in school, so maybe we just go with a jersey with a dog on it or something. Maybe that's the way to go. So him on 2 hours sleep at O'Hare a week from Friday, not ideal.
What you want to do, Beau, we get the kids in the lounge, and you want to get the guys in the lounge with a lot of the business folks out there, with them just kind of roaming around. It's kind of like you just like
sucking down cupcakes.
getting cupcakes. I'm like,
muffins.
Dude, it's like, Caleb, you got to be
fingers
quiet.
of doers.
I can hear you talking all the way across the deal. Like, these people are trying to work, and they're like, why is this 8-year-old in here wrestling with his brother on the other side?
It's awesome. I do love doing that. The thing that kills me about that is now they're like restricting who can get in. Like, even if you have the necessary cards, like they only allow, sometimes they'll, like this time of year, like people have to leave before they allow people in.
Well, yeah,
even when I have the access.
Capacity issue.
Yeah, it's a capacity issue. They can't have any, there's too many people that have it. So, yeah, I know, dude, it's going to suck. There's no win. There's no win in it. It's just try to survive. I'm fully anticipating all the problems. And as you know, you travel with a big party. If you miss something, you're done.
Oh, yeah.
Cooked. So,
well, good news for you. We're traveling back from Chicago on Friday, so if you need a ride, we got you.
What a time! God, what in the family truckster? We could all go together.
It's fine. It'll be a real family vacation
That'd
situation.
Be amazing. Just driving through Indiana.
Uncle, always appreciate the time. Have a great show today.
All right, boys. Be well.
There you go. It's Uncle Beau with us every single Tuesday at this time. We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Still watching heavy delays coming in from the west side, I-70 eastbound. We've got a crash right near Hilliard Rome Road, blocking multiple lanes. If you want to avoid, you can use 40, but if not, expect to be slow moving. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps, whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and all right, get this. If my scale had feelings, I think it'd be filing a restraining order. I am down now 63 pounds in just 14 weeks. You do the math on that, that's about 4.5 pounds every single week. Last week alone, another 4.2, poof, gone. The fat just keeps melting off, and let me tell you, I really owe 99% of this to my coach, Natalie. She's not just helping me lose weight, she's out here engineering it, tweaking my plan each week, making sure I don't miss a snack, telling me to add more butter. Yep, heard that right. Well, olive oil in there too. That's pretty good. And basically being the therapist we all need when making a gigantic life change. Wouldn't you say 63 pounds is a big 180? This is what Awaken 180 brings. Guidance, support, and a plan that actually works. There's no guesswork. There's no starvation, no magic potions, just real results week after week, brick by brick. If you're tired of hoping the weight will come off, get with Awaken 180 and know that it will. 63 pounds down. How much do you want to lose? You can start today at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
The Reds are on 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fans HD2. Opening days on the horizon. Catch Terry Francona and the Redlegs as they open the season against the Giants.
Live coverage starts Thursday the 27th at 3:40.
The Fan.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Uncle Beau and the boys, they're going to be up next. All kinds of good stuff coming up with them today. Just keep going back to the governor of West Virginia saying this yesterday on the NCAA tournament front.
6 quad 1 wins. And that was combined with an undefeated record against quad 3 and quad 4 opponents. 3 wins against top 10 teams and the 24th toughest schedule in America. West Virginia deserved to be in the NCAA tournament. This was a miscarriage of justice and robbery at the highest levels. Now, who was the last team to get into the tournament ahead of the Mountaineers? That would be the University of North Carolina. Now, let's see how their resume stacks up. The Tar Heels went 1-12 in quad 1 games and even had a quad 3 loss. And we keep hearing about the importance of these quad 1 wins.
It's an acting governor going to bat for his state
amazing.
and his state university.
He is. I mean, here's the thing. Like, West Virginia isn't Florida. Like, they don't have a lot of other stuff going on. So this is a big deal. And there's a financial impact to, like, the hospitality industry and everything else for people getting together and watching.
Especially in West Virginia.
And I understand. Like, and Beau has a good point. It's like you're arguing about 69, 70. Like, what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But there's always going to be people that feel like, you know, this quote of a miscarriage of justice, which is a little extreme to me, but, you know, it is what it is. And there's a lot of passion behind that. So I understand it. I also understand the fact that, hey, like you said, there was 68 teams that got in. Were there 40 at-large spots now? I mean, it's
a lot.
Anybody decent's getting in. Like, you're not leaving out a team that could make it to the Sweet 16.
No, let alone win a national championship.
Yeah.
Second weekend is a massive task. I did see this on the maybe miscarriages of justice, and I think this actually, if you were to poll them, has a bigger chance. South Alabama season is over after the team's NIT invitation was rescinded, which that doesn't happen very often. Their head coach, Richie Riley, told AL.com that he was informed late Sunday evening that his team had been invited to play in the NIT because UC Riverside declined its invitation due to a previous commitment to play in the College Basketball Invitational tournament with no NCAA affiliation. I'm not sure if that's a College Basketball Invitational or the College Basketball Crown. I'm not really abreast of all of my postseason college basketball tournaments that don't have affiliation with
Call
the
Tim
tournament.
Hall on. He'll get it.
Yeah, he'll know the answer. Said, however, shortly after Riley informed his team that they would play in the NIT, UC Riverside got out of its commitment to the CBI. Oh, it's the CBI. Okay, College Basketball Invitational. I know about the CBI.
I didn't know the real name. I just knew the nickname.
Yeah, I knew it was called the CBI, but I didn't know it was actually called the College Basketball Invitational. Here's what he said. He said, I tell the Sun Belt Conference Commissioner Keith Gill and NCAA Senior Vice President of Basketball Dan Gavitt, said, I'm going to tell my guys. They're like, go ahead. So I tell them, call back whatever time it was, 10:45, 11 o'clock. Dan, like, nope, it's UC Riverside is back in. I hate that we had to do this. That is pretty bad. I mean, I know that South Alabama is probably not going to keep anybody up at night, and the fact that they didn't get an NIT bid, but the fact that
this
you
is
had the
current
invitation and then it was rug pulled away from you, like that's pretty bad. He already told you dudes you were getting ready to play in this tournament.
That this is the operation for how this goes.
Yeah.
And like, this is okay. I mean, it's ridiculous. They've got to figure out a better way to get this figured out.
Before we get out of here today, our fan poll sponsored by Caster Connection. Online at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. Do you think Jake Diebler and the Buckeyes should have accepted an invitation to the college basketball crown? Yes or no? I mean, yeah, you could have. I don't know who you were going to play with, considering that the transfer portal is open 6 days away from right now, and that tournament doesn't begin until like 10 or 11 days from now. I don't know which roster you were going to be playing with, if guys are moving, if guys are leaving. It's a roster of, 7 or 8 dudes? I mean, it sounds great. I don't know what team you're going to be playing with.
That's part of the problem why they have the transfer portal opening right now. I mean, why? Why not wait till April when everything else is done and completed and they're moving in the right direction?
You're using logical thought. Remove the logical thought process.
I don't understand that at all. So this is part of the problem, and there's people making these decisions, and they're not making very good ones.
Bob, I had so much fun with you today. What do you say we reconvene tomorrow on a big Wednesday if they allow us? You good with that?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Everybody have an awesome day. Uncle Beau and the boys are next. We're back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We're still watching a crash coming in from the west side on I-70 eastbound. We've got multiple lanes blocked off in those eastbound lanes around Hilliard Rome Road that has traffic very slow moving. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
The best matchup this month is you in a new ride. From Coghlan Ford, get a new 2024 Ford F-150 with prices as low as $45,940, or buy a new 2024 Super Duty starting at under $49,000 during Ford Truck Month. Visit CoglanFord.com.
All factory rebates to dealer. All prior sales excluded. In-stock units only. No security deposit required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. Ends 3/31/25.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And listeners, they're always asking me about QC Kinetics treatments. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain. Well, if you're wondering if you could be a good candidate, let's say the answer is yes to any of these questions. First, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain? Knees, hips, back, shoulders, other joints, trouble sleeping, walking, day-to-day movement? Next, do you want to avoid surgery? Because I didn't want to deal with it. And all of the pain, the long recovery, and the uncertain time that comes with it. Here's the best part. Most importantly, do you miss doing things you love because the joint pain is holding you back? Whether that's walking, jogging, hanging out with loved ones. If you answered yes to any of those, I'd bet you're a great candidate. So do not wait. Call QC Kinetics right now and ask for their free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. They're located in Dublin, Gahanna, or you can go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's our.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's our us.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
When you buy from Pella, you could meet Brad, Bob, maybe Mike, or 54 others that make our local Pella team so awesome.
And if you buy from me, you'll get to meet me.
Just a one-man operation, Wilson?
I've got a bunch of cousins helping me, but based on their work, I'm not sure they've got thumbs.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters.
Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
So let's hear your first offer.
Well, how about, with any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment.
Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind.
And we'll also give you a free oil change.
Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details. For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Columbus Verizon store by April 2nd to save. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Michelle Smallman here. Are you dreaming of seeing your team draft their next superstar? Travel Wisconsin is sending 10 lucky fans and a guest to the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Witness unforgettable moments and make memories that will last a lifetime. Don't miss out. Enter Travel Wisconsin's Dream Draft Sweepstakes. Visit travelwisconsin.com/draft to learn how you can win a trip to experience the biggest moment of the offseason. Epic moments that become lifelong memories are waiting to be discovered across Wisconsin. Terms and conditions apply.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.